Just smiling through the window.
We're such
So
dorks.
gay. Sorry, guys. Welcome to late night. Late night at the Comedy Store. They can't hear us out there. People are looking at us like it's uncomfortable. I have the great Felicia Michaels with me.
Wow.
I love this jacket.
Thank you.
It's killer.
Thank you.
And it
Chelsea
matches your-
Skidmore bought this jacket after I wore it.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I told her where she could get it on sale.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is
It
there-
made me feel good that someone as beautiful and young as she did was like, that
Yeah.
sounds cool, that jacket. It's like, okay, I can still pick out something on sale that looks
Hell
cool.
yeah. And also, you know what I like about it? It has no I don't like writing or like names or glitter or any of that shit. Like that's just a regular
Agreed.
nice
Agreed.
bomber jacket, I
Yeah.
believe it's called.
Yes.
Is
yes.
it? Did I
yes.
get it right?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I get my chick card back for an hour.
Yes.
I'm not I'm not great at fashion, Avi. I wore my Brody shirt. I still have my mask kind of hanging. I don't know if I need it. I'm trying to be good. Like if the cops come by, hey guys, what's up?
You're a good girl. I take offense to that. You curl your hair all the time. You blow
I don't
your
curl
hair.
it. I
you
blow it out.
out.
I don't have a curling iron. Isn't that
Uh-huh.
weird? Everyone always
You're
asks
so
me,
lucky.
you curl your hair. I don't curl it. I have a round brush
Uh-huh.
that it gets hot, but
Right.
it's so I guess that's considered a curling iron. You know, when you
Yeah.
blow dry it and
Right.
like at the same time.
Yeah.
But my older sister, so I have two older sisters. One's 10 years older, one's 9 years older. And they, one was a hairdresser. So she used to put that rubber cap on me
Oh yeah.
and pick the hair through.
Oh yeah.
This bitch.
It was like crocheting on your head, right?
I
Through a
still have
swim cap.
scars. And
Yeah.
when I used to, because I was a competitive swimmer, when I put it on, I'd have anxiety. Like, she's going to come get the hairs, you know.
I know it's the
She's
worst
going to
thing.
get me.
It's the worst thing.
Oh, it was the
And-
worst thing ever.
And then if you pushed it too tight, then there'd be like a blotch right at the end of 3 fucking hair follicles. It'd be like a circular blotch. People be like, what the fuck
Well,
is wrong with you?
I was her test dummy.
Okay.
She's 10 years older and she's in high school.
Right.
And she's like, all right, whose hair can I fuck up?
Before I fuck my own up.
So she would use me.
uh-huh.
And my mother would, yeah, do it. My mom, you know, I was number
Yeah.
8. She's like, I don't care if you set her on fire. Who gives a
Right,
shit?
right.
She's 8. If we get
Thin
rid of
the
her,
herd for me, honey. Thin the herd.
that's another mouth I don't have to feed. Get rid of
Exactly,
it. So she, in 3rd grade, I cut my hair off. I cut my ponytail because it was giving me a headache in my helmet.
Right.
Naturally.
Okay.
Not my helmet because I'm special needs, but my helmet because I played football.
Okay.
But they could go either way.
'Cause you
They're
played
interchangeable.
football. Right. Because you played football.
I
Philly
did.
in 3rd grade.
It's my favorite.
Okay.
So I cut it because it was giving me a headache. So
Right.
so my hair was real short, and then my sister gave me a body wave. So my first Holy Communion picture, I really look like a dick. I mean, I
Wow.
just look ridiculous.
Probably look like, remember when the dad on the Brady
A
Bunch got a
body
perm?
wave. Yeah.
Yes, remember when we're so old. That's
that
the
was
reference.
a big deal.
That was a big deal. And then my mom, everyone had like in the 80s, like a permed hair.
Did you do piggyback perm?
Oh, what's that?
That's when you make it real tight.
Uh-huh.
You put one rod,
Uh-huh.
and then you put another rod right behind it.
Wow.
So on top of each other,
Uh-huh.
real tight. And extra, you leave it in for an extra 10 minutes. Oh my God, it
Oh
would come
my
out like
God.
spiral.
Please.
I made my best friend look like a poodle. Sorry,
I
Melissa.
Bet, I bet. I've actually, and then I went through this phase where I was perming and bleaching my hair at the same time.
Smart.
Like what?
Smart.
What was that? And I would dry my hair, Eleanor, and just chunks would come out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's my other sister, Kathleen. She's 9 years older. She would say, will you stop doing that to your hair because it looks like cotton candy?
yeah.
And so she would come up and pretend she was making cotton candy out of my hair, like on a stick, like, how many? And she'd wring it in my hair like the lady in Grease. It was really annoying. But it did look like cotton candy. She's right. So it took years to kind of get it back to human hair.
right to where you could touch it and not
And not
disintegrate.
Doll hair, where
Yeah.
it was just literally
hair.
It was.
Yeah,
It was
I
like breaking off. You're like,
That's
sorry.
hilarious.
But do you have curly hair?
No, I have,
You have gorgeous
pretty straight hair. I have a lot of hair, but it's very thin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's good though.
Not really. It's all right. It's all right. I dyed it before I came here tonight.
Did you?
Yeah, this
I
is
dyed mine the other day.
captivating conversation.
Guys, I know this is riveting. This is, this is what we talk about late night on our comedy sets.
Oh,
By the
yeah.
way, does it feel like we should go on because there's no one in?
Oh my God, I know. It's like
How
it's
cool
like
is the
coming into
backdrop?
a warm womb. You know what I mean? Like seriously, like you're back in your
You're just
mama's
peeking
womb. Like, oh my God, yay.
I remember this.
One guy on his phone over there, Mike Schmidt.
Looking at porn, like,
Right.
let's watch this lady go up
Right.
late
Why
night.
talk about blowjobs I don't give anymore. I fucking miss it so much.
Blowjobs or comedy?
Both.
Uh-oh, he's giving you a thing. We got questions there. People asking
Oh.
riveting questions.
Yes.
If you have questions, type them in. I have some.
Gregory says, Eleanor, it's lovely to hear and see you again. Wow.
Hi, Gregory. How are you? I'm wearing my
Yeah.
Brody shirt because
I
he
thought you say your good bra.
I do have a bra on today, a real one. Look at this.
Do you
I'm
want
growing
this
up.
back, Mike?
I
Mike?
gained
Oh,
10
okay.
pounds.
You can hang on to it.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
Oh, no. Did we
Oh,
break
shit.
it?
Did I fuck it up? You did it. Not me.
Right, you're right. Sorry, Greg. Look what I did.
Did
I
Mike
ruined
Mike
it.
run away?
No, here it is.
Oh, there you go.
Look, I like when I turned it back on, and so it only went to me just
Right.
fondling myself.
Like brownie shit.
You don't understand. Like, I gained 10 pounds, and I feel like
Yeah.
I have boobs.
Look at we're in the fucking window of the Comedy Store
How
touching
cool
our
is that?
titties. No one cares.
I could be squirting milk at the
know.
window, and no one would even
Jesus, we
blink.
could be eating bananas slowly to R&B. No one gives a fuck anymore.
Should we practice blowjobs to see if anybody will stop?
Not even this fella here.
Look at him.
This fucking mojo.
He's got
there.
binoculars, and it looks like Josh Martin the later
Doesn't
years
care.
with the binoculars. Josh, there's your future self. That guy was frightening. Why do you think he had binoculars?
Oh, I thought it was one of those things that people wear when they go on group tours with their passport in it. They wear around their neck.
No. That
Those
was a full
binoculars on
full-blown,
Sunset Boulevard. Wow.
He's like, I'm gonna find
He's
something
gonna-
to jerk off to tonight.
I'm gonna see something if it kills me.
There's no way they're catching me on the internet again. I'm going out. I'm going old school
Doing
tonight.
Old school.
That must have been an old school thing, like binoculars.
Right.
Did you ever do
right.
that to somebody?
Did I ever do binoculars to someone? No, not really.
my sister Karen, the crazy
Uh-huh.
one who would dye my hair, made me. Well, didn't make me. She was doing it, and I caught her. Like we grew up in a tiny house. There's 10 of us, so it's like not even. You can't get away with
How many
anything.
bedrooms?
2.5.
Oh my
Technically.
God. Oh my God. Your mother is a saint.
I know she is.
Oh my
I torture
God.
her, but I always tell her. She goes, "It's 3 bedrooms." I go, "You call that a bedroom?" It's so small. But it was my sisters would sleep in there, and I was
Uh-huh.
supposed to sleep in there, but I was a bedwetter and I rocked, and they kicked me out. They were like, "No, bitch." Like, can you imagine
I'll
your
sink their
little
periods,
sister?
but
Yeah.
not their urine.
I don't mind bleeding together, but we are not drowning asleep together. But it
my
was
God.
so it was a mess. It was so I slept with my brothers. There was 7 of us in one room.
Till how old? In the same bed?
No, we had a triple bunk bed, we had a double bunk bed, and
Oh
we
my
had a
God.
single bed, and then there was a mattress that pulled out of the bottom of the triple bunk bed.
And so where was
That's
yours?
where I was.
Okay.
My poor mom, she always says that she says when my dad left that I'd be walking the hallway and I'd be like, "Mom, where do I sleep tonight?" And she'd just be like, "I wanted him to buy me a bigger house."
Right. Not come inside me.
Yeah. Just
I
don't.
just want a bigger house. You can come inside
You
me
know what
100
she
million
said?
times.
This is so crazy. Like, I mean, I don't have kids. You have kids,
Yeah.
but I
Overrated.
way overrated. She said, "Oh, honey, I don't even know how I got pregnant with you or your little brother or little sister." I go, "Hey, that's 3 kids."
Right.
You could have stopped at Billy, and I would have been like not. Like that
Right.
would have been cool. I would have been fine with that.
Right.
She
Yeah,
was
that's
like,
a lot
"I
of
don't even
kids.
know how. We were fighting all the time. I have no idea how I got pregnant with you."
Wow. Maybe
I'm
it was
like-
while she was asleep or something.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
Papa just comes in and
Yeah. After so many kids, it must have been
Or
like
maybe
throwing
that-
a hot dog down the hallway. I'm sorry, Eleanor. I'm sorry. I said that about your mom.
Wide open, Mom. Wide open again. My fault. She don't get. We say the craziest shit, and my mom says it with me. She don't care. She
My
laughs.
mom would say crazy. My mom was German and from
I love
Berlin.
it. Okay.
And so they have the most evil sense of humor and just wicked, wicked, wicked. And my mom would, when I was 12, would be like, "Your father has a very big penis." And I'd be like, "Okay."
Have you seen it? What? Why would I see it, Ma?
No, your father really like to taint play. What? What's going on? Like, you know,
Show me where the taint is on the little doll. I want to poke it with my pencil.
Yeah.
I don't.
That's hilarious.
I love that. She
Yeah.
would say that.
She was very well,
Graphic.
because in Germany it's not
It's not an issue.
it's not an issue. Like you would go and people would be topless, like sunbathing, or
Yeah.
you know what I mean. You would see old
Nice.
ladies at the pool with their titties out. It'd be like, all right, you know,
Just kicking them in the water.
yeah,
Get in there, you know.
yeah. Anyway,
God bless.
Yeah.
No, I agree because I always feel like I wonder if. I mean, I guess I could look it up, but I don't know the stats. But I wonder if pedophilia isn't as big over there as it is over here.
what? Where did this conversation go?
Is that gross? Is that gross? But I mean, like, we're so like reserved about. Don't talk about that. That's
Uh-huh.
nothing you talk about. You know.
Right, right.
So, but over there, I feel like they're so freeing, and they say like the craziest shit.
right.
So-
Well, I can
Not freeing, but-
honestly say I'd never heard anyone in my family joke about pedophilia. Okay, okay.
Me either. I was just a kid begging for it. Somebody. No, I'm kidding. That's Don Herrera's bit. You ever hear Don Herrera do the why couldn't I get molested? You know, there's a flip
right,
side
right.
to every.
There is a flip side to that. I used to have this friend when I was in. I was telling someone this, and they were like, "You're too fucked up. Go away from me." But this is a true story. Like, because we're around the same age.
Yes.
I might be a few ticks older than you, but we're around the same age.
But we both have ticks.
But we lots of ticks. Anyway, so
Tick 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 tick
like-
tick. Sorry.
like fathers didn't give a fuck about us, right?
No.
I mean, it was like that.
No.
No, we were girls. No one talked to us till we got titties really nice. Not even like little titties, but they had to be right?
Yeah.
Like, no one and I remember when I was in 6th grade, and I was so neglected by my father. I mean, he paid the bills and everything, right?
Good for
Never
you.
talked to me.
That's a great guy.
But I had this friend in 6th grade whose father was molesting her. This is fucked up, right? And I remember she told a
She would
group-
talk about it openly.
one time she told a group of us, and I remember thinking, wow, at least your dad likes you.
Oh,
But that's
My
no, and I'm not
God.
saying it in a sense of like making fun of it or whatever.
no.
But it was totally like, because no one talked to us.
How did the adults react when that little girl?
Well, no one told anyone, because it was an era where no one.
Wow, even
were-
the adults in the room?
No, it was just she told like 3 or 4 of us, like
oh,
on the
you
playground
kids
or something.
talking.
Yeah,
I see what you're saying.
And
I see what you're saying.
and everyone
So
else.
of course you
I
wouldn't.
think kind of felt the way I did, like, wow, at least your dad likes you. You know what I mean? Because
Wow, he really
first
talks
of all, you're in
to you.
6th
He
grade.
touches you?
Yeah, he hugs you, like, and I know that's fucked up.
But I
that's-
get it.
Yeah, you get it though, right?
I thought you meant like in a group, like at, in a group at school. You're sitting there and like a
Uh-huh.
teacher's there and you're like, what did you do this week? And you're like, well, my dad really hit it hard. This,
Oh my
you know, sorry. I don't know. I have a sick head. I apologize. You know what I mean? But on all the adults are like, all right, let's not talk about
Oh,
that.
no,
Like
this was a
okay, good. It was
girl
just
on girl
girls,
conversation,
young
but-
girls.
But first of all, I was completely blessed because my dad didn't like me. You know what I mean? So I didn't have that issue.
I don't even think my dad, I get shocked if my dad says my name. Because he always referred to us as boy or girl.
Oh yeah, I was sister. He called me sister.
Sister.
His sister.
Did you have sister? Are you
I
Mormon?
was the only one, and I was called sister.
Sister.
Yeah.
As a nickname or?
Yeah, just because he grew up, he had like 12 brothers and sisters, and so he didn't even have a real name till he was like 10 years old. He was the last one.
They ran out of
They
names.
ran out of names from Oklahoma.
Jesus, what are we going to name this one?
Then
I
he
don't know.
woke up one day on his 10th birthday and said, Daryl. I'll be known as Daryl.
I like the name Daryl. Who taught him how to talk? I was going to wave to Daphne, but she's walking away.
Oh.
I'll wave. She's so funny.
She's very funny lady.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I love that she's wearing a winter jacket because I literally had one on the other day. I'm always cold. Are you a cold person?
No,
Not
really.
just heart, not our cold heart, but you're not?
No, not really.
God, I'm super cold all the time, but I'm anemic. So,
Oh, really?
yeah, I got blood work. I say it like that because Freddie Soto wasn't feeling good, obviously, it was right before he passed away, too. It's so weird. He was at the Laugh Factory, and he said to Jamie something about he wasn't feeling, or no, maybe he was just sitting there, and Jamie was asking him how he's doing, and then he looked at him, he goes, "Buddy, you need blood work."
No,
fucking
Jamie.
I don't know.
I love Jamie, but fucking Jamie.
Never did we not say you need blood work.
That's
so,
hilarious.
but I got blood work.
Okay.
Buddy, I got blood work.
And the blood work was okay?
They said I'm anemic.
Oh,
She called. She goes, hey, you're really anemic. And I was like, oh shit. But I thought I was. I don't take the iron pills. I'm lazy. But I do like eat red meat or spinach or things like that. I try to like.
Right.
But there are days when I feel like. But it does make you tired and all that shit.
Exactly.
So, whatever. But that has to do with being cold.
Oh,
like
okay.
you're always cold.
Right.
Your hands and feet are always cold. And my mother gets mad at me because she's like, "You're shivering. You're shivering."
Oh, really?
And I'm like, "The air conditioner's on." She's like, "Oh my God. That's supposed to be better." I don't mind if it's
you
cold.
You might want to take them fucking iron pills.
Yeah, right?
I know. Like,
you
Jesus
might be
Christ,
dead,
Ellen.
bitch. But I would wear like a jacket like that in the summer.
Right. She had a down jacket.
A down jacket. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm pointing like everybody can see it. But sometimes it goes out to the patio.
Oh, it does.
Yes. So doesn't it look cool though
It looks
with the backdrop?
so cool.
I'm obsessed with it.
They should do all the podcasts from this position.
Yeah, we should just
Fuck
close the
original
OR.
room. Just do the podcast studio up here.
Because the energy's still in the room.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it does.
What's the craziest thing that's ever happened to you in this fucking room right now? Go.
Oh my God.
Craziest thing.
In this room.
In this room right now. 1, 2, 3 story.
Well, it wasn't me that it happened to. I mean, I witnessed it, but it was like the craziest thing to me at the moment. But we were hanging out here late night and we were all in the kitchen. Some people were in the main room and people were just dispersing. And at that time we used to put our drops in, like take the money, waitress money at the end of the night. And there's a safe in the booths, in all the booths. And you would, there's a little slot and you would put your money in there.
Don't give up too much information.
Oh no, we don't use it anymore.
Okay,
it doesn't exist. Nobody uses cash anymore. Relax.
Okay.
Yeah, those are just old safes now, and there's nothing in them. So I was coming in to put my money in the safe in the OR, and the manager and one of my waitresses was fucking on this stage, and I was like, but I was frozen because I was like, fuck, that guy told me he had a crush on me last week. God.
All right, but
I didn't act on it, and he fucks another waitress.
But whose kink was it? Was the waitress's kink to do it on the stage or the manager's kink?
Good question. I don't know, because she was on top, so it seemed like it was her fun idea.
Right.
She was a little wild, and I love that. You know, I don't mind. I like when people are just honest and wild.
Right.
And she was wild, but she, I was like, this guy, you're fucking this guy? This girl is hot. She's so hot. I'm like, whoa, but who knows? Everybody has, but that was the craziest thing that I could think of right this second.
Okay.
I feel like it's something else. I mean, there was also a time when Robert William Approvallo was performing, and you know how people, break his balls, and there was a comic, a kind of famous comic, I don't want to say who it was, who was like, he called him Lucifer. He was like, you the devil, motherfucker. And it was a bunch of people in here, and they started throwing matches at him, like to set him on fire. And then I guess he complained. I don't know why. And he didn't go up in flames. I mean, he was on stage. But we got them to stop doing it. And then for some reason at the time, Princess Corey, Freddie Soto's wife, was the talent coordinator. And
Oh my
I know.
Was this
And
during the dark time?
yes,
Okay.
very dark, obviously. And she got a call about they set Robert William Aprovio on fire, and she was like, "What?" But they blamed Joe Diaz for some reason, and, and so she had to call Joe Diaz, and she was like, "Joe Diaz, did you set Robert William Aprovio on fire?" And he was like, "I'm in Florida, motherfucker."
Yeah.
Now, Joe, like if I did it wrong, I'll tell you, but no, I didn't do it. Not
You know
this
what's
week.
funny about Joey is that I had met Joey. Did I ever tell you this story?
I don't know,
When
but
I
I love it.
originally met Joey,
Mm-mm.
I met Joey when I was headlining, and this must have been not. This is how fucking old we are, right? 91, 92. And
In Seattle or
no, this
Colorado?
was in Colorado.
Okay.
And he was the opening act. And so as I was getting paid, the manager was paying me that night. I think it was Wendy Curtis.
Oh, yeah.
This
The
is
Comedy
so
Works?
long
Okay.
ago. Might have been her. I said, oh, that guy. We were like the same age, right? But
Okay.
I was like, yeah, that young guy. Because
Because you don't know him as a stand-up, so in your head you put him young in stand-up years. You
well,
mean?
because everybody that was doing, if there was a guy that was doing equal to me or better than me, they were older than me because I was so young, right?
Okay.
But because
makes
he
sense.
was an opener, I just thought, oh, he must be like younger than me or something,
Because you started real young.
I started
correct?
super young, yeah. So I was like, oh, that guy is super funny, right? And I never thought about it again. And then, but apparently, she started giving him shitloads of spots and said that I had said something nice. So then, years and years and years later, right, is I get divorced. I had stopped comedy. I got back into comedy. No one called me up because my ex-husband's a very big comedy manager, right? And then who calls me up? Joey motherfucking Diaz, right? and then, and I was like, oh, that's so cool, right? Little did I realize until about 6 months later, we were doing the podcast. We had this podcast called Beauty and the Beast, and we were doing it at my house.
I remember it.
And we were doing it at my house. And in the middle of it, we're so stones, right?
What a great name, too, though. Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, it was a fun podcast. And we're so high. And then he's like, you don't know the real story about that, right? And I'm like, yeah, whatever. What story, Joe? And he's like, that was like 2 weeks after I got out of federal prison for fucking kidnapping, right? And I was like, my children are in the house. We were in the garage,
You're locking
right?
doors.
I was like, that's so funny. I gotta get my children out. Like, what?
Somebody get the kids. Get the kids.
But apparently that's what I never knew. That's what happened.
Wow. So they were just excited that, he was just excited that you gave him some acknowledgement. And
I
then
think he paid me back by when no one else would call me. He heard that
Oh,
I wanted to get back in,
interesting.
and so he called me up. Yeah.
I
He did
remember
me a
when
solid.
when you first came back, and I was like, oh my God, Felicia Michaels is back. Like, I was so excited because when I first started here, you were like the hot comic.
Oh, you're very
93.
sweet.
No,
You're very sweet.
it was like a
She's
big
been
deal.
Very sweet.
It was a big deal. And then I'd hear Mitzi talking about you, and I'd be like,
Very
oh
sweet.
shit, no, this girl's going somewhere. She's hot. This is a big
This girl's
deal.
going to the fucking
Well, I don't know.
middle.
Just shot to the middle and clung there. Schubert always says that. I fucked my way to the middle is what I tell people. But no, it's true. It's like, but you would crush in that main room. And here's the thing. When I started here, I was 21 in 93.
Me
but
too.
I had no idea how old, or not how old, but how stand-up worked.
Right.
Like, I didn't
Yeah.
have a stand-up background. I think I went to see Seinfeld at the Academy of Music in Philadelphia because
You
I liked the
did?
show. Yeah, but my brother ran it, so he was like,
Right.
"Yeah, I'll get you tickets." And it was like my 18th birthday or something.
Oh, wow.
And we had a blast. We all had Pez dispensers. It was like,
Uh-huh.
oh yeah, Seinfeld, cool. And Mario Joyner opened for him.
Oh, wow.
Who would later yell at me for saying Mario instead of Mario? Sorry,
Uh-huh.
Mario. I can't even say it
Yeah.
right. How do you say it?
Mario. But I know you had a
Mario.
boyfriend, Mario.
Couple of them.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right.
Well, everyone makes fun of me. It's 7-Up cake and Mario's for me
Yeah,
all the
yeah.
time. But yeah, it's true. I don't know the accent, but it was a great show and I enjoyed it. But I really, other than that, I wouldn't like watch,
Right.
except for unless you were huge, like Pryor we watched that all the time. I remember we watched the Rodney special. We watched Dom Ireris so much, only because it was obviously because it was about South Philly, but it was so funny.
Right.
We watched it so much that it warped it.
Yeah.
Like the tape broke.
Right.
So we were like, shit. And then I finally saw the other people on there. Like we saw Dice on there. We saw Robert Schimmel was one of my favorites.
Oh, Robert Schimmel.
Oh my God, what a filthy, funny.
Yeah. You know, I have video of Robert Schimmel playing the piano with his nose, a baby grand piano with his nose.
Where? I mean,
I have it somewhere.
Where was he playing?
This was in Guam. We did a gig in Guam together.
Holy shit!
Yeah, it was such a crazy gig, and I don't know. We had to go do some because it was run by this Chinese guy or something, and then we had to go
in Guam.
It was so weird, and we had to go meet like some guy that had tigers. And there was no, and Rob was like, "This is how you do business," and I was like, "What? I want to go back to my hotel and fuck this tiger."
He's so fucking funny. I would have been like, "Yes, let's go play with the tiger."
Yeah, so we played with the tiger, and then he played piano with his nose. But I have that somewhere. I should dig it out.
Yeah. Good. We I didn't know him. I never met him here. I met him years later. When I started doing stand-up and I was working with Andrew in Vegas and we were doing off weeks. He would have, for a while they had, I think Roseanne was coming in. We had Mark Curry, Amy Schumer, and then Schimmel. So many people were trying it out. The promoter was trying to make it like these giant headliners every other week so that they didn't have to work every weekend. You know, they're kind of just whatever, still go on the road and do their thing. And so Schimmel came and he hung out with us and Andrew let him go on. I was like, he's going on after me, right?
Yeah.
Like, because there's no way I'm fucking.
Right.
And Andrew was like, yeah, of course. I'm like, okay. Because I was like a year in, maybe 2 years in.
Right.
There's no way I'm following fucking Robert Schimmel. And I brought him up like heavenly and then ran around the theater to sit and watch him.
Yeah.
And so did Andrew.
Yeah.
And he fucking destroyed.
Yeah.
And even Andrew, when he was done, he was like, do more. Like, we were obsessed. He's so fucking funny.
He was so funny. 100%.
God bless.
One of the funniest guys.
And he was really sick when we were doing that.
I'm sure he
That was 12 years ago.
Yeah.
So he only passed, how long? Like 5 years? Schimmel? 6? Is it more than that?
I think it's longer than that. I think he passed probably maybe a few years right after that.
You might be right. Yeah, maybe. I just remember we were so excited. And then he was doing great health-wise for a minute. And his story was unbelievable how they were like, yeah, you're sick, go get treatment, because he had a deal with a big network. And they were like, go get treatment. And then as soon as he started getting treatment, they were like, yeah, we're going to nix that deal. That's why, like, when shit goes down with Hollywood, I'm like, good, because they fucking deserve it.
Yeah.
Like, and they just pulled everything out from under him and went completely different route. Really, really a dick move.
Yeah.
But he finally started getting healthy and doing well, and he got remarried and everything, and then he was doing great, and then he got sick again. Like, it just kept coming back, and then he wound up dying in a car accident. We're like, oh, fuck.
I saw him in Montreal, and I had known him pretty solidly. I mean, he wasn't like my bestie, but we did.
But you worked together.
Tour together. We were trying to do like a.
You went to Guam together.
We went to Guam together. We would try to work. It was like a Dirty Burns and Allen, where I would open for him, and he would go up, and then we would go up to. We were trying to go up together and trying to do it. We're trying to figure it out.
That's
and then
great.
I moved to New York, and then he had gotten sick, and then I saw him in Montreal, and I do a lot of photography, and I was photographing an event, and I got a picture of Robert Schimmel and Patrice O'Neill together.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow. Patrice is one of my favorites, too.
Patrice is pretty awesome.
I didn't meet him as much as did you ever work with Patrice?
Yeah, in New York.
Nice.
Because when I moved from L.A., I moved to New York. And so, in the city. Yeah, that's how I know Jeff. And, that's when I wasn't. So we came back, and I think I moved there in 94.
See, it was quick. I'm telling you, it was like all of a sudden this amazing female comic that I'm like, this lady is kick-ass killer. You would talk about your brother. You would talk about, my favorite, Evil Knievel.
Oh, right. Oh, my God.
But it was true. It's like bragging,
God.
women bragging about, like men bragging about the size of their penis. Women don't brag. It's a great joke.
It's like a fucking 12-minute bit. You know what?
I know. I'm like, but it's one of my favorites. I'd be like, here it is, as I'm putting drinks down.
I don't even do that bit anymore. I haven't done that bit in like since, because when I came back into comedy, I was like, yeah, I got to do all new stuff. And so I haven't done that bit since. And I remember.
Well, it doesn't matter. You're still killer, but go ahead.
Well, but I was working with Dom Herrera and Caroline's, and I was featuring for him. And I said, Dom, is it I'm kind of dirty, right? Like he knew me from here, but the older guys they don't fucking sit there and watch your act.
They don't pay attention.
I was a little dirty.
Yeah.
And he was all like, yeah, whatever, do whatever you want. And so I did my Evil Knievel bit, which is like fucking,
Evil Knievel has jumped my pussy.
But like there's
so
20 punchlines before that where I just scream like, the Hunt for Red October was filmed in my pussy. Like, but like
how fucking funny
12 minutes of just nothing but pussy jokes. Like Michael Jackson dangled a baby outside my pussy. It was like all jokes like that.
That's
like
so fucking funny.
Stupid. And then I do it, and then he gets off stage. He's like, "Don't ever fucking do that joke in my presence again." I was like, "All right."
Dom?
Yes.
Oh, what a piggy bitch.
No, it's fair.
No, I love it.
I opened for everybody once.
It is true, but it is nice that you were considerate enough to ask.
Yeah, because I knew.
Because what is like the worst experience you had, either opening or headlining or whatever, like where you're like, I can't get out of this bit, or I fucked this up bad? Meaning like if it was a gig you had, or like having to showcase for someone, and it go really bad or good or whatever.
Oh God, I used to open for Howie Mandel all the time, right?
Oh, nice.
Oh, and by the
but
way,
he's squeaky, isn't he?
Yeah, but he likes that the opener's a little bit dirty, so he likes that because then it prepares, because the audience think, oh, especially back then, because he was like on St. Elsewhere.
Yeah,
he was like super like cleany. He's Howie. He still is that way. But if he gets at that time, if he got a little dirty, the crowd was like, I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, and he wasn't even a dirty comic, just like a
tiny bit.
Then the crowd was like, what's it, still would kill, but he could tell the difference. So he liked it if you were a little bit blue.
Okay.
And so he flew. This is such a crazy story. So he always flew private jets. By the way, I fucking hate private jets, and this is why.
What?
Yes. So
who hates private jets?
You fucking wait till you hear this fucking story. So then they lease a plane, and then they get these pilots. And so at the time, I had a pretty big fear of flying. Like, that's always been kind of my thing. Now it's kind of contained, but I still freak out a little bit, right?
I do every time.
And so my ex-husband at the time, who was my manager, he said to Howie, because Howie's a notorious practical joker, right?
Oh.
Notorious, right? And so he said, Howie, the worst thing, Felicia's a little afraid of flying, so please don't do any jokes, right? So he just fucking told Howie to fucking
He
blast
basically
me.
gave him permission
to terrorize me, right?
Got it.
So then I know. So he has I meet him in like fucking Wisconsin somewhere at some arena, right? And then he has the pilot come in, right? And the whole time, I don't even give a fuck that it's like in a arena where you do monster truck gigs, right? I don't even care. I'm not even nervous about the gig. I'm nervous that I have to take this fucking private.
Worried.
Yeah. So like, I don't give a fuck about the gig, right? So he has the pilot come in. The pilot looks like he's 22 years old, and he makes the guy when he comes in has an eye patch, right? So I'm in the dressing room in fucking Wisconsin, and the guy walks in with the eye patch, and I'm like, what the motherfucker? Right? And then Howie's like, oh, so hey, to the pilot, are you gonna let me take off tonight? Are you gonna let me do my little practice in the plane and all this kind of stuff, right? Like all this terrorized me. Fucking terrorized me. Okay. Cut to, guess what fucking actual plane that was?
What?
It's the plane that Payne Stewart died in.
Okay.
It's
I
the
knew you were
fucking
gonna, I
plane
knew you were gonna
that
say
Payne Stewart died in. I swear to God, Eleanor. I swear to God. I swear to God.
it's
That's my story.
whatever. I would never get in a plane again. First of all,
That's a true
if
story.
Howie did that to me, I'd be like, I'd touch him more. I'd be like, hey, I just licked my finger and I want to put it across your face. Like, I would never let him live that down.
Yeah. That's a true story.
How dare he?
Yeah.
Oh, Howie, we're
So,
coming for
yeah.
you. We're coming
So
for you.
years later, when poor Payne Stewart died in that airplane, then I was still married. My husband came home and he was like, "Yeah, you know that plane that Payne Stewart died? That was Howie's plane." I was like, "Oh my god!"
And was it I'm trying to think of how he died. Was it faulty
They
engine
lost
or?
pressure inside, air pressure, I think, inside the cabin.
So it was a faulty.
Yeah.
It wasn't like
And
a
everyone
pilot did
kind
something
of
wrong.
passed out. Yeah. That's a true fucking story.
Oh
Eleanor.
shit!
That's a true. And he would do the worst practical jokes. Like he toured on a bus for a long time before he had the plane, and John Panette was his opener for a long time. And
Another great one.
right. And so ask Carmen Morales about her John Panette story. And
Oh, I like that.
yeah.
Okay, I will.
So he took a Sharpie, and when John Panette passed out on the tour bus, they painted his toenails black with the Sharpie. So then they would get to like a hotel, and John Panette would be in the pool, and then moms would take their children out of the pool because John Panette was walking around the pool, and he couldn't see it because he's a big fella. Oh my God,
Oh
those were
my
awesome times.
Who knew Howie was such a kook?
Yeah,
Like, I don't-
Howie's a big
That's
time
a
practical.
fun
Yeah.
thing, though. That's
Yeah.
I wouldn't peg him as that. I mean, he would be fun probably to hang out. I don't know him at all.
Uh-huh.
The few times I've met him, it's more of the oh, I don't shake hands, or I don't do this, so
Yeah.
it's more the germophobia.
Right.
Even though it didn't happen to me, because somebody would always tell us, don't shake Howie's hand. I was like, okay, great. Like, so I just don't. But
Well-
everybody there was always somebody that reached, and I'm
Right.
like, you heard
Right.
them say.
Yeah. Well, back then he didn't have that issue.
Oh, you're
But
yeah,
after the
'cause-
Payne Stewart thing, I don't think he liked to fly anymore. And, but sad for Payne
that's
Stewart.
what you get.
That's what you get, Howie.
Just Howie,
Motherfucker.
nobody else.
I know.
But yeah, that's crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
I get panicked to fly to the point where I'm claustrophobic. I get so crazy on the plane. Once I sit down, my ex was like, "What are you building a fort?" And I do. I cover myself
Yeah.
like pre-COVID, BC,
Yeah.
before Corona. I always covered every part of me. And I would just crawl in a ball, not look, and just be like, if it goes down, it goes down. I don't mind dying. I just don't like not being able to,
Right.
I can't move my leg a certain way or something
you
like
get
that.
claustrophobic?
Really, really bad.
Yeah.
So I almost like a narcolepsy kicks in and I
Yeah.
go to sleep.
And I don't want to kick off if anyone is hearing this, but I start to get fucking crazy. Like, this is just a tube hurtling through the sky. Like, I fucking get dark like that.
I've done it.
Yeah,
I've done it. Oh,
it's
yeah.
not good. It's not good.
And we're gonna hit the sun.
I know.
What? Why? Like, I get all kinds of, and then I think was it Louis Anderson's bit. I think it's Louis, where he was like, "Oh, I don't like flying," and then they go, "Oh, don't worry, it's just takeoff and landing," and it's like as they're taking off or as they're landing.
Right.
So that stuck in my head because I've heard him do it here, and I'm like, here we go, takeoff. And then I sleep takeoff to landing. There are times when they have to wake me up on a plane, like, ma'am, you have to get up.
Now, see,
And I'm
that
like, oh,
reminds
shit.
me of Robert Schimmel, because Robert Schimmel was the best to fly with because he had all the drugs. He had all the drugs. I swear to God. He would, like, when we went to Guam and we went through customs, he was like, take this pill, take that pill, take this pill.
He knew exactly the
he
dosage.
He
Wow.
knew, and this is before he was sick. He fucking knew, right? And so you'd be like, but Robert, I don't want to take these 3. Oh, we're in
Robert, this
Guam.
doesn't work.
He had good drugs.
That's great.
Yeah.
I don't even take drugs. How fucked up is that? I did
No, it's
once
good.
on a plane, but it was to Australia. And my ex was like, just take, like, is it Xanax? I think it's Xanax. And it looks like a football.
Right.
Kind of a little tiny football. It could be something different then, but I thought it was a Xanax. I could be saying it wrong. I'm not good at drugs. But he would just break me off a tiny piece. And he goes, just take this tiny piece. I said, okay. I took a tiny piece of it, and I slept from when we left LAX to Sydney, Australia.
That's like 17 hours or something. Oh, my God.
They woke me up. The lady was like, ma'am, you have to get up. I was like, oh, okay. And I got up, and I'm like, are we here? Are we here?
Right.
I was still groggy because that's how much I don't do drugs. The guy next to me, because we were in business class, so it was nice, like, seats, but, like, it opened up, and I just went out. But they woke me to move my seat,
Right.
And so I moved it right back to sleep. She woke me back up. Man, we have to get up. We landed, whatever. And she, so when we were walking off, apparently the guy that was sitting next to me, who I probably would have got to know, could have been my future husband. But no, I'm a crazy lady, afraid of tubes going through the air.
Through the sky.
So I was so afraid, whatever. So I didn't talk to him at all. But when we were getting off, his friend, they were a part of a crew. I think it was like Miley Cyrus or something like that. Some pop star like that. And they were doing a big concert in Australia. So all the crew had to sit separate, and they all started meeting up. And then one guy came up to him, the guy that was sitting next to me. He goes, hey, man, how was your flight? How did you enjoy the flight? He goes, yeah, I did. He goes, she slept the whole way. Like, he didn't know me. He didn't address me. He was just like talking about me. And I just put my head down like, all right, what's the big deal?
Oh, my God.
But yeah, it might have been Pink now that I think of it. I'm thinking of them talking about it as we were walking, and I'm just mortified. Like, oh, man, I'm the girl who slept the whole way to Australia. Yeah. He was cute, too. Sorry, buddy. We could have hooked up in Australia. Hey. But no, I fucked it up.
So cool to do this in front of the window.
I love this idea. Just how can we keep it?
Right. They should build like a black box. Still have the show, but just this one area. Just we get this window.
I think of this window. Mitzi would sit in her booth right there under her name.
Well,
she used to sit here.
Used to be right here.
I know,
right?
and then she switched it. I'm going to tell you why she switched it. A lot of people used to knock drinks on her.
Oh.
So there was one night, and this was a scary night. But we had, look, see how it shows the outside? It'll show the window. Isn't that cool?
Very nice.
So we had, it was one of the Monday nights where it was all the black show. Like every room was black. Eddie Griffin used to host in here. I forget who used to do the main room, but literally like every, and it was packed. It was great. So it was fun. It was like 1993, 94. And so your hot rappers were Snoop and Dre and Nate Dogg. They would come all the time. Warren G, my man right there. One of my favorites was one of my regular customers, like all through the 90s. He would come to Fat Tuesday, whatever. So one night it was packed in here in the OR. And Snoop and Dre were walking out. Or no, I'm sorry, not Dre. Just Snoop and maybe Nate Dogg were walking out. And Snoop would turn to say something to somebody. And there had been two, the door guy would take glasses to seat new people and put them there. Right. So he accidentally knocked it down Mitzi's back, and she goes,
Snoop Dogg dropped a drink down Mitzi Shore's back,
and he didn't know who the hell she was. It was just some little white lady sitting in the corner. And he didn't even know he did it. Really. Right. And she's screaming at him, get him out of here. And we're all like, shut up, lady. Do you know who that is? We're all like, okay.
I love this story.
Like we were trying to calm her and not cause a ruckus with Snoop Dogg and gang, if you will. Right. Because, they were harmless. They wouldn't hurt, but there was a lot of them. You know what I mean? And I'm like, she can't be cursing people out. Right. Because she was like that.
Yes, of course she was.
Oh, boy. She would get right in your face. She didn't give a shit who you were. But I remember her yelling at Snoop Dogg, and I was, trying to wipe her back and be like, thank you. Bye, guys. Bye, guys. Pushing them out the door. It was so embarrassing. But she was like, yeah, I don't ever want to see them again. I'm like, how would you know?
Wow.
How would you know?
Dude, that's a better story than some dude getting set on fire on stage.
Oh, yeah.
Joy Diaz
But
got
you see what
blamed.
I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
there's so many things that have happened here
Right.
that they slowly come back. And then I'm like, this is one I could think of right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because
right.
you were like, right now. I'm like, I don't know. Somebody was fucking on the stage. But there's a million things in here
Oh,
in this
yeah.
room.
Every corner.
From waiting
Yeah.
tables to being a comic to like even as a comic, I was talking about like not bombing on stage, but doing something that was fucked up. And what I was thinking of when you brought that up made me think of I was doing a show for my friend Joe in Philadelphia. And it was a show that he said it was a benefit. So I said, okay. He said it was for cops. He said it was a lot of people. Hi, Danny. Is it already 11? Hi, Danny. Danny's been through a lot of. It's Don, actually, I think, right? Whatever you call him. But wait, so I was telling this story. Where'd you go? Because she set you up right here.
He's right behind you.
But I'll fix my seat in a second. But it was a show to raise money, and the young girl had he said she had a rare blood disease. I didn't think anything of it. I'm thinking cancer. I'm thinking things like that. So I'm on stage and I'm doing a bit. This is so bad. I'm sweating, starting to tell it. But I was using the word retarded. And I was saying that I grew up using that. And I'm like trying to make it like to show both sides. Like well, it doesn't mean you're handicapped necessarily. Well, it was for handicapped kids.
Oh,
and I must have said the R word 35 times. What is your question, Danny? Danny, sit over here. Wait, let's get a chair for you. I don't like this. Sorry, we had to pose for a picture, guys. Don's on the floor. I don't like it like that. Can we put a chair here, Mikey? Is that a weird thing or no? You want him on the...
Here, I can just...
it's totally fine wherever he wants to be. Just hand him that microphone.
Oh. Can you see him? I can't see him.
Can't see me.
No, because look at this. We have this right here.
Why don't I go get him a chair?
I will get it.
I mean, take a look. You can see him between the two of you, or I'll grab him a chair.
I'll get him.
There you are, Danny. Oh, where'd that go? How'd you get that to do that, Mikey?
Because he knows all.
How did your podcast go, Don? Every Friday night, Don Barris.
I had on a real pornography actress. I had a girl and her boyfriend who just recently won the AVN award for Best Newcomer.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a question because I don't
They
know
were
if this
both
is
on.
real, but are
This
you
is
high? Are you a little high? You seem high.
Pretty fucking high. Pretty fucking high. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just... Did you notice, Felicia?
No, I always think Don's high.
I always am high.
Okay.
Because you see, here's the thing. I used to go on a few times a day. I do Kimmel. I'd come to the Comedy Store. I might add another show. I probably did that for 17 years, where I started getting into a groove of going up a few times every day of my life.
Jesus.
So this coronavirus fucking thing is...
Thanks a lot, Feng Chao.
It's all his...
I blame
he's
Feng
admitted.
Chao,
Okay.
don't you?
I think that's always who you should blame.
I'm sure he's going to write underneath, let me open for you. No, motherfucker. I fight with him every day. I don't think we have any more questions, just Gregory.
Well, this is my first time driving on Sunset in 5 months, and it's
Really?
Yeah, and it's so weird to drive here and just see, like you're saying about all the memories here at the Comedy Store, but all the memories here on Sunset Boulevard alone. Like
Yeah.
I was just telling someone the other day, remember New Kids on the Block?
Sure.
Remember that band, New Kids on the Block?
Remember them. I know every dance step they ever had.
Okay.
Let me
Let's
see.
see
Let
it.
me
Let's
see.
do it. Do it right now.
Danny.
Do it right now.
Is that that a real one? I love it.
Yes,
I hope
it is.
so.
So it was during the comedy awards, and we were
Oh, gosh,
living
yeah, remember
in
that?
New York, and they put, and so I was nominated or whatever, and they put a bunch of people at the Mondrian, which is right over there, right?
Okay.
I don't know if it's still there.
Right across, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of cat-a-corner.
Sky bar, whatever.
So then the new kids on the block were staying there, right? And I had gone shopping to get something because I had to wear a nice outfit or whatever. And
Sure.
I pull up, and it's like a riot of thousands of girls, like, new
And you're
kids
like,
on the block, new kids on the block, right?
Oh, I thought you thought it was for you. Like,
oh, no, no. It was
the outfit's okay.
because
you know
I
what
was
mean?
pulling up into the valet, and they were in the limo behind me, right? And so the girls were starting to get out of control, and I jumped out of my car, and the valet took my car, and I was just like horrified, like, look at these motherfuckers, right? And I was like walking towards the entrance of the hotel, and then this guy opens the door, and it's fucking Lou Reed, right? And then I'm all like,
Take a walk in the wild.
and it's all
Wild side.
Lou Reed, right? And then I look at, and none of these girls
Have any
understand
idea.
that it's Lou Reed, right?
You're like, it's Lou
Reed. They're all like, right? And so then
I can't think of one new kid. Shit.
Oh, you can't?
Wait.
Name him.
Not Mark Wahlberg.
Donnie
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 Wa-
Wahlberg.
Donnie
I knew it was
Yes,
Wahlberg.
yes, that's the only one I know.
I like Wahlburgers.
And then so then
Is this what girls talk about when they get together?
Yeah, Danny.
Yes.
Wow. So,
Yeah. So anyway, so Lou Reed and I, the irony strikes us, right? Because we look at the limo and the girl's going crazy, right? And then we both look at each other and we laugh. He opens the door for me, and that was how I met. That's the only time
Wow.
I ever met Lou Reed.
How exciting.
I say I met him, but he opened the door
yeah,
for me.
you were
That was such a
fangirling out over Lou Reed.
Yeah.
Rightfully so.
Okay, reminds me of a time Suzanne Summers licked my face.
Tell us
Can
more,
tell us
Don.
that
So
whole
did
story, please.
Farrah Fawcett.
No way.
What would you rather hear, the Farrah Fawcett or the
Oh,
or
this
the
is tough.
That's a
Suzanne
tough-
Summers?
That's
Ooh,
a tough.
All right,
Toughie,
both of
toughie.
these Hollywood starlets of the 70s and 80s got a chance to lick my face.
Wow.
What story would you like to hear? But I'm only going to tell one.
Okay, but if Eleanor and I licked your face, what? would
Right
you
now.
Yeah, would you? No, I'm sorry, right?
Eleanor's stank would probably never come off. Sorry. Oh, this is live. I forgot. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Does your grandmother really watch
My
this?
grandmother is watching.
Is she
Nanny?
really?
My grandma
me ask you
died
this.
15 years ago.
She must be 106.
Yeah. Big money. It'd be hilarious. It looks good though, right?
Yeah, it looks
Oh, I don't
really
like that you
good.
sneak out. Oh, look, I'm falling down.
I just want to know this. So which one do we go with? Hey, can I get Mike? Can you help out? The girls are going to vote. Can you tell me what the final vote is by giving me the totals when they vote?
Okay.
Okay, so which one do you want to hear? Suzanne Summers or Farrah Fawcett licking my face?
Are we going by the people or are we going by the
I'm going
Just
by the two of
Felicia
you
and I.
because nobody
Okay.
gives a fuck.
What are you? That's a tough one. I
Uh,
mean, it seems like Suzanne licks a lot of faces. I mean,
Yeah, I know. Maybe this is this how Farrah Fawcett got cancer?
she,
Danny, that
That
face.
is so not cool.
What are you doing
She
wiping your
was a
thing
sex
down?
icon.
She really is a sex icon.
Yeah.
She is. I've seen some old, like just pop up. I forget like how beautiful
Oh,
she
It was
yeah.
the
So
one.
is Suzanne Summers though.
oh yeah, of course.
It
she
was the one thing that I had. I don't know if you remember when Brody Stevens used to go on stage and he would show pictures of him with celebrities while there's music. He had these big pictures and he just dropped them and he just dropped. He wouldn't say anything. He'd just go through that whole thing. I said, it'd be fun. We should do. Can I do it against you? And I pick my top 10 and you take your top 10 and we'll go there and we'll let
Okay.
the crowd vote. And I showed him the one with Farrah Fawcett. And he said no.
Oh.
So, if that means anything, two stories: Suzanne Summers or Farrah
Farrah
Fawcett.
Fawcett.
I should say this though: the Suzanne Summers is a lot better.
Okay.
So Suzanne Summers, guys. Suzanne, let's see.
But
Let's hear
it
about
wasn't
Suzanne
a dry
Summers.
tongue, is what you're
Farrah
saying.
Fawcett. Okay, Suzanne Summers?
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, do Suzanne Summers.
All right. The first time that I was ever used for an impossible, somebody wanted something else besides my talent.
Whoa. I
There
know
was-
what it is.
there was- yes, you do. I've seen you want things besides talent
I
from
know.
a lot of people.
So many.
There was a girl that booked a show, but
Okay.
you know how shows are made and they're usually never picked up?
Uh-huh.
Oh, right. Okay.
Sometimes they do test shows.
Now you're talking my language.
Okay.
Yes.
Sometimes
I've done
they
7
do
of those.
shows that are set just to use as a show to sell to people.
Right.
Well, Suzanne Summers, because her husband was a big fucking producer,
Uh-huh.
had the money to put at least a production thing to go. And so what they did is they needed to shoot a test show. And so they brought me on because they were looking. Now, the woman that booked it was trying to do things to me.
Is this a me Don story?
I could have done that. I could have done
Okay.
that. But nothing happened.
Damn.
But that's why I got the role on the Suzanne Summers test show. And I know Dennison O'Neill, or actually Ryan O'Neill,
Okay.
sometimes introduces me.
As Suzanne Summers.
Yeah, it was on the Suzanne Summers test show.
Like you helped her invent the Thigh Master?
No,
Oh.
I did not. I never said
Are
that.
you the Thigh Master?
I'm not. I was not. Okay, right.
Oh,
If that's the
shit.
way this show is run, maybe you should get Judy Chinchada over here to be
Oh,
part
whoa,
of
whoa,
your
whoa,
time.
whoa. Hey, no cursing on this podcast, Danny.
All right. So
This is PG.
what she did is she was so fucking nervous. She was the host of a talk show.
Oh.
I remember this show.
And she was so fucking nervous. And I went out there and I told some pretty crazy stories. And she was into it. And I loosened her up. And so they asked me to be in the next segment, a cooking
It's
segment.
wide open.
They asked me to be in a cooking segment. And I guess I did pretty well. And so at the end, you could tell she was just, and she goes, "You have no idea what you did for me." And she kissed me on the lips, a big one, and then licked my face.
How hot is that?
Mm.
Did you guys have
That's-
sex?
No, I did not.
Damn.
That's weird.
It was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now if you instead of, and you would have chosen that Farrah Fawcett story, you would have had that.
I had a thing last year where I was having sex with this guy and he totally licked my face. And it was so fucked up.
Like inappropriate?
He
like,
was all like,
I
the
mean-
slurp, right? I was like,
like he's in you and
fuck?
he's like, let me taste
Did you
this
take it? That's
cheek."
what the kids are doing now?
no, I was like, this is what old men are doing now.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't have control of his tongue like a baby
Oh, I
after
don't
a
know.
while. How old was
Dude,
he?
you can make me come without looking at my eyeball. You know?
Oh, so
You're doing it wrong.
Are you guys going to talk about tampons and things like that next?
Danny, we didn't talk
No,
about
we're
not
tampons.
talking
We were
about
talking
you.
about cocks.
Oh, that's
We're talking about cocks and all kinds
Wow.
of things like
two
that.
girls that I've known for quite a while
Oh
in my
God,
life.
frightening.
You know what?
Frightening.
Felicia asked a good question. She asked, "What's the craziest thing that ever happened in this room?" And for me, for some reason, I can only think of like one or two things, and then other stuff started coming up. But can you think of a wild thing that happened in this room to you?
I can think of plenty of things, to tell you the truth.
Are you allowed to say any without incriminating yourself?
Court
I
appearances.
will
The
tell
flying
you this.
menu.
I will say
Oh, the
one
flying menu was a good one. I remember that.
The what?
The flying menu. Remember the
Okay.
menu?
A lot of things, but I think that during the days that this was like a pirate ship and there were no laws whatsoever. Comics made the laws.
The inmates were running the asylum. yes.
Exactly. And you weren't there that much during that time, were you?
I was.
You lived in New York.
I moved to New York.
Why'd you move to New York, if I may ask? If it's not a
Uh,
sad story, where it ended in divorce and murder,
no,
suicide.
I
That's
was
it.
engaged, and he had a job that they wanted him to go to New York, and I always wanted to learn how to play New York.
And how did that go for you?
it took me about 6 months to learn how to play
Wow.
New York.
Why is it so different?
Because at the time, like you remember me, Don. What was my act like? And besides the dirty jokes.
But it was always sweet
Yeah.
because the
Hi,
thing.
my name is Felicia. It was
Yeah.
like, because
Right.
I was before all the weed and booze, right?
But you had this
Before
sweet
they
attitude,
tainted her.
and then
Right.
you would throw in this filth, and it was funny because
Right.
of that. So,
So when I got to New York, and I was like, "Hi, everybody, it's Felicia," like they were like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "Oh, anyway, so what do you guys?"
My favorite was Evil Knievel has jumped my pussy. I don't know if you know that one.
who's that?
That's
That's one
Felicia.
of my
That's
jokes.
yours?
That's one of my jokes.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
That's
No,
okay.
no,
I
we were
thought you
talking
knew
about
her
the
stuff.
difference between New York and
Yeah. So what was your most challenging thing in
good
New York?
follow-up
versus-
question. Wait, good
it's
job.
just,
High five on the question. Good
It's
job.
in New York.
Trying, Danny. I'm trying. Sit on the chair.
They just want to see something real, and so at that time, like it's just real LA comedian. You know what I mean? And
Like
I
an
was,
act.
and I was very coddled here at the Comedy Store, where I could do no wrong. And then in New York, they're just like,
Ah.
yeah, we don't want to hear that shit. Let's go, jokes. So it's like,
Wow.
yeah, so
Yeah.
you had to get more real.
That's very interesting. Look at those. We got special guests popping in.
Wow.
Oh,
Am
Don
I-
Barris.
Ask Mary Jane. Oh, ladies.
That's the great Jeff
hey,
Ross.
just
ladies
to
and
interrupt what's
gentlemen.
going on, Jeffrey Ross and Tony Hinchcliffe,
Hi,
they
Tony.
want cars
Tony was
moved.
on last week. It says "Kill
What's
Tony"
that?
on your face.
Come over and say hello to Eleanor's people. There's probably over 16 here right now, right?
There's no more than 3. Let
Say
me
hi.
see. There's 13 people. Say hi to Jeff Ross. Look how cool the
I know,
backdrop
good.
looks, though.
Looks good. Like Suzanne
Jeff,
Summers.
that's scary. I wouldn't do that.
There's another
Have
mic
you ever been
to
licked
the
by
right of
Suzanne
Felicia.
Summers? I'm sorry you
Felicia.
weren't here
Yes.
earlier.
There's another mic there.
Have you?
She licked your face? She licked
Yes,
Don's
she did.
face.
I don't know if it was her move, but she did it to me. Maybe I did something that made her feel I better. After she kissed me, she licked my face. Oh, you'll have to listen to the podcast to hear what happened.
Oh, I'm sure they will.
Yes, Mary Jane.
I thought it was Farrah Fawcett that licked your face.
She did too. I
So
didn't tell
fucking
that story.
everybody's licked your face.
Do you have a lickable face? That's
Maybe they just
disgusting.
need salt or something.
Where did he park that he's behind you? In the.
He blocked me in. He wouldn't. So then I blocked him in.
I'm sorry.
Were you in Home Alone? Were you in that movie?
He was
Actually, yeah, I'm one of the big cast members.
Wha-
My name's
Macaulay Culkin.
no, I'm the kid that kept peeing his pants or whatever. I'm the one
Macaulay
that goes to
Culkin's
bed.
little brother.
Wait a minute. Get in the shot. Get
That's
in the shot
Macaulay
here.
Culkin's little brother.
I'm not in it.
Yes, you are.
Is he?
Jesus.
It's a wide angle lens.
Thank
There you
you.
go.
Oh, there you are.
See,
Oh,
Jeff
yeah.
Ross is in real show business, so he knows what a wide
Wide
angle.
angle lens to fit Don's head.
Shut your fucking mouth, man, or I'll get on you. Shut the fuck up, man. This cocksucker.
But now
He's
I've just touched the mic with my lips. This is so
Oh.
un-COVID.
gross semester general.
I'll take it, Jeff. I'll take it. I don't care. I'll take your
Eleanor, can I
germs.
say something?
Yes.
I really like doing the podcast in the window. It's like the red light district in Amsterdam.
And we're the sad oldest whores.
Yes, we are. Felicia and I are still trying to sell
We're like,
pussy, and nobody
we'll fuck,
wants
but
it.
we give you the Denmarks. Whatever they're called.
Denmark's is a great name.
Is that what you thought their money was called? The
Yeah.
Denmarks? Wow.
Hey, one more. People are walking by going, oh, I didn't know the tarot card place across the street.
The gypsies moved across the street. God, I miss that place.
Did you ever go there?
No, but remember a car smashed through the window? Were you here for
I remember that.
Oh my god.
that? Yes.
That was definitely like a pre-planned.
I'm like, you
that was
guys didn't
definitely
see
a
that?
pre-planned insurance thing. The gypsies were like, I predict a car crash.
I saw them loading their wagon for weeks.
They're whack.
All right.
I love
I
it.
love you guys, but Don,
Thank
my
you,
dog
Jeff
is
Ross.
home. I gotta go. You gotta move your
Yeah,
car.
move
Don,
your
his
car,
dog
John.
is
All
way
right.
more
She has
important.
diarrhea. I gotta go.
All right, Mary Jane will
The
move
dog
it.
has COVID. Help him.
Mary Jane will move it.
Thank you, Jeff Ross, for
Oh.
Nice to see
stopping
you,
by.
Jeff Ross,
Wait, Tony,
everybody.
are you gonna stay? How exciting!
I mean, what are you
Let's get a
guys doing?
chair.
We're
We're
just
just
fucking
talking.
around.
Doing a podcast.
Here,
You guys
I'll hold
covering
that.
the news? Is this a news channel?
Yes.
Sports. By the way, did
But
you,
Mary Jane was
give
able
a
to.
you give a shit about sports a little.
I
don't you?
do. I do.
It was so
I do.
weird
I do.
to watch these games, baseball with no fans.
No fans.
And did you see last night where they had in the Dodger game?
Brody?
They had Brody.
Yes.
They had a cutout of Brody. Did you see that?
I
Oh, it was
did.
unbelievable.
Rocking pins. You know
He
how
was
they
in
got
the
that?
dugout,
Yeah.
which
What did
is
he do?
also what they had to do to get him there.
They
Dugout.
at Rockin'. You know that Rockin' Pins
Yeah.
guy?
He.
He
So stupid.
he had to
It's like
buy
an
it.
old
It is
giant
stupid,
check.
but
and then
I
buy a
I
fold out thing,
understand.
and he brought it there. Thanks for interrupting.
I
my
apologize,
story.
Danny. I apologize.
It's a
We-
stupid
It-
joke.
let
I
me just
said
say,
it was
I know
stupid.
It's Don's telling a story. Fuck this. Let's put in the jokes. All right, listen. Maybe I should just leave.
No.
No, it's bullshit. I didn't come on here to. I didn't come on here. I didn't come from the high desert to be insulted.
Wait. Okay. So, but they had him in the dugout. The Rockin' Pins
No,
guy. Did they
The
pay
ri-
for
no,
this?
I tried to tell the story, but you were too busy listening
What?
to Tony's joke.
No.
No, maybe
wanna-
Tony's got another joke for it.
Shut it. I
No.
want to know how he got on there.
I'm trying to tell
okay,
you.
please tell me.
You could buy a seat if you paid like $200 some odd
Oh,
for a
shit.
seat. You could buy a seat, and then you could put a cutout. So you have to bring the cutout, and they wouldn't do it because they thought it was a trademark. 818
Oh my God.
LA or LAX, whatever it said.
It just said L.A. I don't think Brody would promote LAX.
Met this guy at the airport, gave me a shirt.
You
said
got it.
Yes, I did.
I like the landing strips.
Like me now, I won't be around for long.
Yeah, we were texting, joking, and they were like, "How dare you cut me for a M&M's commercial?" Like how angry Brody would be that they put him to the side for an M&M's commercial.
No, in the thing, right? But he was behind there the whole game.
No, I love that. I think that's amazing. But I love that they even featured it closer during the.
We're
commercial.
both filled with nuts.
Yes. Oh, you know what I miss about Brody? I miss when he would
His racial slur. Oh,
Oh,
no, go ahead, go
No,
ahead.
in the back of the main room when he would just hang out right before he'd go on. Like he would just sit back there or walk around. I just miss that. The
Yeah.
silent presence of
No,
that.
just the insanity at the back.
I was gonna say, wait, he was never really silent.
Oh,
He would kind of pace.
Right.
He would kind of pace. He would kind of like start flipping out. What?
He would.
Yeah.
He was getting pissed.
Oh,
Weather
he's
today
the
was
best.
terrible.
I
Remember
love-
when he brought Clayton Kershaw to the comedy store?
Oh my God. And Turner and
Brought tons of guys.
there was somebody else. They were all three standing, and I was with my ex Ronnie, who was like, it got a giant erection.
Well, who was the big pitcher? He brought a pitcher here that was
Clayton Kershaw.
Kershaw.
Oh, that's who it was. Yeah,
Kershaw,
that's right.
Turner, and there was another guy with them. I can't remember who
He
it
brought the
was.
Redbeard guy.
That's
really good.
Turner.
Yeah.
Justin. Justin Turner, and then there was somebody else that he brought, and I just remember talking to them in the
I wish.
hallway.
Is there any way we can see anybody saying anything or no?
Here it is, but nobody's saying anything. I don't know
Okay,
why.
I would
Do
like
you
to
guys have any
ask this.
questions?
Who was the guy that played for the Cubs in his last year? He did something. They won the World Series.
Rizzo?
No,
Oh.
David.
Are you talking about the manager or
No, one of the
pitcher?
players. Yeah, I think he might have been a pitcher
for the Cubs?
for the
And
Cubs.
what did he do?
And one of the
Oh,
things he
you're
did.
talking about
He's now an announcer on ESPN, and that's what. And the reason being is because Brody he didn't bring him here. There was arrangements to. He wanted. This is a guy that he had been playing in the major leagues for many years.
Yes.
And what he wanted to do is last year he goes to all these towns and he never saw anything. And he said so his last year in the league, every city he was going to go to, he was going to do something fun
Right.
that he had never done, and he wanted to go to a TV show. So he arranged it that he would come on Kimmel, and Brody heard that he was going to come on Kimmel. So Brody was waiting there and like kind of directing, but it was like fucking ridiculous.
Why?
hey, maybe we should go up and say hi and good luck to Jimmy before the show. And he'd look at me like, can we do that?
No, you can't do that.
But he was trying to be the big man, and he wasn't the big
Don, you're embarrassing me.
Here he is. I wish I could think, but I'm trying to think of his name because he was a really good guy, and it was like so nice because he won the World Series, and it was like such a big deal.
I can't.
David. Nobody.
You're thinking of Kerry,
No.
the guy with the
No. Does
strikeout?
anybody? No, he wasn't.
I'm gonna
he's-
Google it
he's
because
He
at
won the
this
World
point,
Series.
he was in the World Series and won. Hey there.
The Cubs.
who's that?
Yeah, the Cubs.
Hi, Richie.
Hey, Richie. Who was the guy? He was a pitcher for the Cubs when they won the World Series a few years ago, and now he's an announcer on ESPN.
I'm gonna put that.
No, I'm thinking about his pitcher.
Are you sure he's an announcer now?
Let me ask you this: is this a good-sized cock?
Let me
Yeah.
see.
Okay. Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Oh wow, he's an announcer, all right. This guy's an announcer.
Oh.
You got an answer from the
David
internet.
Ross. Is it
We got an answer.
David? Was he a catcher? Let me just no. Then I don't think it's him. Maybe
Keith
it is.
Olbermann,
No,
Stuart A. Scott.
these are guys that are announcers.
Stuart Thompson.
And Stuart A. Scott is, I believe, he's dead.
Yeah, he is.
I just want to
His
say
eye
I've known
popped
Don
up.
Barris for 30 years, and I've managed never to see the outline of his cock till
You're
this moment.
kidding.
It's incredible.
He's got the
Nice.
biggest, nicest cock.
Thank you.
I could draw it from memory.
Everybody says
I'm
that.
kidding.
I saw his Chicago Cub and his Wrigley Field.
Exactly.
I remember.
Yeah, that is David Ross.
David,
I'm
okay.
sorry, his catcher.
So you
I
got me
fucked
thinking
up.
pitcher, and
I
that's
did
not
too.
fair.
And I'm just telling you. So yeah, she's not. Yeah, she's.
By the way, she commented today on something that Johnny Sanchez had a dream that I died in a fire.
What?
I guess everybody's thinking of me and or willing something against me because this is the third person that told me I died in their dream. So
Wow,
I don't
what
know
was
if I'm
the
gonna have
other-
a
what was the
baby or
other-
die, but
was
I
the
can't
other
wait. The other one was just that it was a service, like Eleanor died. They were called and told Eleanor died.
That's crazy. That
And
means
the
you're
other
about to
one-
have a big boom. That means something
Car
big's about to
accident.
happen.
I'll be dead soon.
No.
I'm fine
No,
with it.
something good though, right?
Yeah, something good.
Oh,
Yeah.
just
The
so you
fire
know,
one, the
if
fire one, it's because Jeff Ross was going to come on your show. You got roasted. Eleanor
I
died in a
enjoyed it.
fire.
I enjoyed
That's
it.
like what that means. That's,
Okay.
I don't know. I'm just goofing around.
But no, Johnny Sanchez texted me. He's like, "Hey, was there a fire in your building?" I'm like, "No, not that I know of."
Johnny thinks his dreams are coming true this Thursday on Fox. Johnny's dreams. Every time I have a dream, they come true, yo. Like, oh shit!
By the
That's
way,
my godson.
Everybody's
that-
How
got a show now.
I was watching Comedy Central, and did you know, like between like 2:00 and 5:00 in the morning, nothing but South Park episodes.
No, I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Well, now you do.
Is that good or bad?
Emmy,
Wonderful. And I was
Oscar-winning.
just
like them.
one was
I
in
don't
the-
like commercials.
one was in the background, and all of a sudden it was the fish sticks one with
Yeah,
Kanye West and
Carlos
Carlos
Mencia.
Mencia. It's funny. That was the thing in the final step of ruining a comic's career.
I
Yeah.
think I remember seeing
Wow.
that clip.
I
I've
took
never-
a picture of it and put it online.
I love that. That's very
You guys
nice
ever
of you.
see Carlos online?
I
Ever see what
don't.
he does?
What?
What?
You don't. You
No,
don't?
I don't.
Oh.
You follow him?
Well, no. It's a
No, wait a minute. Hold on.
one of my.
Wait,
one of the
before you
people
before
that
you
I
say
work
it,
with
before you
love
say it, before you say it.
following
Okay.
them. Go ahead, Don. I'm listening.
No,
Wait,
I
what?
was just going to say before you say that, when I said I haven't been watching it, did you think I was secretly, I've been watching it and all of a sudden I was hiding it from you right now?
Well, no. I just thought that maybe someone would be like, "Hey, you ever see how crazy
What does he
this shit
do?
is?"
What
No,
does
I
he
mean,
do?
it's
Give me
just
an-
Carlos.
But what's he do? Give
Is
me an
it
example.
wild? Is it?
Oh shit! I mean, it's like it's just you gotta just soak it in. You gotta check it out. It's
I'll
hard to
check
explain.
It out. I mean,
Is it
I
on
don't-
YouTube?
It's on his anything.
You know
if you
what?
look up anything about
Anything he
Carlos on
does.
anything,
Look it up
It's
right now.
really
I'll tell you
wild.
this. It would be interesting to see right now if Redman was here, he would jump on that.
yeah.
Are you saying that
He'd have
Mike
a
is
clip
not a
up
good
right now.
producer?
I'm saying that I'm not trying to put
Mike's
it
a
in.
great producer.
But maybe-
Literally,
this
you
is
just
maybe
woke him
when
up
he
from a
hears
nap.
this-
over there.
We're literally throwing
No,
this
I'm kidding.
together. Let me see what's in my notes, Danny.
Just kidding, Mike. You're great.
Look at that.
That's that
I,
empty page of.
We've known Carlos for a long time, and then I saw him. This is about 10 years ago at the Ice House, but I didn't realize it was him because when he lost all that weight.
Oh
Right.
yeah.
And I
That's what
was
I'm saying.
I was hanging out with Joey, and then people are like, and then this guy's like talking to me, right? And for fucking 10 minutes, and then I
And you
10
didn't know it was
minutes
him.
I didn't put it
You
together.
didn't say fuck once.
No.
Nothing.
No, but and then I realized, oh fuck, this is Carlos.
Yeah.
Because he had looked so remarkably different when he lost all that weight.
Carlos Mooney. Remember the new
fuck.
Carlos Mooney?
Oh, homie, you doing your jokes or mine tonight? Remember Mooney used to yell at him
Oh.
all the time in the
And you
kitchen.
know what? I really believe, in my heart of hearts, I believe that that was kind of the downfall, because I think Mitzi wanted another one to replace Paul Rodriguez so badly, and she thought that Carlos was going to be that guy,
Man.
and he could do no wrong. So even when Mooney said, "Hey, he's borrowing some of my material,"
Yeah.
she never
And they
believed
did complain to her.
Yes,
they
they
complained
did,
to
but
her
she
all
just
the
would-
time
it, and
about
she
it.
wouldn't take it.
Well, making decisions like that did affect the club long term in a great many ways, but one of them especially because I was working the cover booth back in like 2008, 2010, 11, which is, in charge of or no,
Everything.
yeah, in charge of the lights and people
Sure.
getting their time, and there were so many of the best comedians, like I don't know, 3 of the top 5 comedians in the world that would pop in here once in a while. And they all would say, that was a thing amongst the cover booth. It was sort of kept a secret for a long time because they would tell you if Carlos Mencia, has Carlos been here lately? Oh, yeah, he popped in like a month ago. Oh, well, if he comes in while I'm on stage, flash the blue light at me.
Yeah.
So they would just bail if he were to come in.
I know why. I think I know why.
Why?
Why? Suzanne
I don't want-
Summers was going to lick his face? Danny, it's a callback.
No, I know, but you
Oh.
should have asked for. How come you? Please tell us the Farrah Fawcett story.
We did. She
I tried
begged
to get you
for
to do it,
it.
but you
Once,
said
but you didn't show any enthusiasm.
because
Because
you
Let me
shot
say
it
this.
down. You shot it down. You said, no, the Suzanne Summers is a better
Yeah,
story.
she tried to
No,
flash
but
her
then I
tit
said-
and everything.
I
Yeah.
know, and I thought, have some pride. That was my first thought. But you know what? If 2 pretty girls were telling me, please, please, please tell us the Farrah Fawcett story.
What if Tony gets in
Yeah.
it and says, please,
Yeah.
please,
T-
please
Wait,
tell us
what?
the Farrah Fawcett story?
I don't know if I want
want
to
me
tell.
to-
I don't know.
Let's,
I want.
let's
Is
do
that
it.
what I should do?
Please tell us the
Please.
Farrah Fawcett
Please.
story.
Oh, hey. Oh, you have a Farrah Fawcett story? I got to hear
Yeah.
that.
Please, Don, will you tell us the
Pretty
Farrah
please.
Fawcett story? Please,
All right, all
Mr.
right.
Barris,
I will.
handsome man,
Oh,
I will be more than
with your
happy
own
to.
swag on your head. Please tell us the Farrah Fawcett story.
those are Lakers colors.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
All right. So, Farrah Fawcett. You remember during the time she went on the Tonight Show, and she might have been drinking or something.
Oh, that was Letterman.
Letterman. Yeah. Shortly after that, she came on Jimmy Kimmel Live.
Okay.
And after the show, the green room had completely cleared out. And I walked in there, and I was going to whatever I was doing. And just a second.
No.
Oh, that's
no.
Farrah Fawcett. Farrah Fawcett, please stop telling the story. I'm watching the live stream right now.
Respect for the dead.
It's
That's
a
right.
seance.
It's Ryan O'Neal,
Okay.
please.
Okay, let's see what Ryan has
Oh,
to say.
now we know who's watching.
Okay, so
Oh.
so I saw her
He don't mean that one.
walking
He means
out
the
of
other
her
one.
dressing room.
I'm sorry. He thought you meant the comic was
Don,
calling.
no.
No bullshit.
He thought
bullshit.
you meant the comic was calling Ryan O'Neal, not her husband.
Yeah, I didn't get it. I thought you. I'm like, I was making a joke about
Well,
how he's
you know
watching
what?
the stream.
I hope that fun was worth it because I'm not telling the Farrah Fawcett
Oh,
story.
come on.
Bullshit.
Down.
Bullshit.
Farrah
Only-
Fawcett went to Kimmel and
Nope,
she looked
nope,
at you. She
nope.
saw you doing your crowd warm up
Nope.
and she fell in
Wrong,
love.
wrong.
Okay.
I will say this. I am the audience warmer, or was when they had a show called Jimmy Kimmel Live. You talk about a dream job that I now But the only way I will tell that story if the producer comes over and asks me to in a polite way.
Okay.
That would be the only way that I would ever even think of doing that.
Let's see if he comes in. Let's look.
And I'm talking about he has to come over to me,
All the way over?
our producer.
He doesn't have his headphones on, Mikey. You can't whisper in his ear. Me and Felicia are the only one with headphones.
Right.
Oh, should I
Well,
put
I'll
on the
be over
headphones?
there in a second.
Okay, he's gonna be over in a
I hear
second. Here he comes.
Stupid bit. Nobody finding it funny?
I find it hilarious. Here, you want to check? Oh, what are you doing, Tammy? What is it?
He's trying to get the headphones on.
Oh, God.
This setup is.
By the way, my ass
Right.
is sweating like swamp ass.
Can
I
This is
noticed
so
that.
Hot.
I
Can you
noticed.
smell it? Tammy?
Smell it, see it.
Smell.
Oh,
Done.
Oh,
Here, look. This
that
is how
is-
you
that
get
is cool.
corona.
Yeah.
all right. Just so you know, I just may be one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen. Eleanor, who's stanking worse than normal, started
I?
blowing.
Well, nobody's picking up the garbage lately, so I'm just leaving it in there.
All right.
That
Did-
came
did-
out wrong.
Every
Oh, Jesus, Eleanor.
everybody on the YouTube wants to hear you tell the Farrah Fawcett story. Garrett Shea says, "Don, please tell the
Everybody
Farrah
on the
Fawcett
internet
story."
wants to hear the Ferris
Yes,
story. Okay.
everybody on the internet.
Okay.
Everybody.
So you know, I am the. I don't know if I mentioned this. I'm the audience warm up on
Okay.
Jimmy Kimmel Live when they
Oh,
used to have
wow.
a show.
Okay.
And
I remember that.
one of the first seasons, Farrah was on there. So now nobody's in the green room. I
Farrah
walk
Fawcett.
in. Farrah Fawcett Majors. Hello, Farrah Fawcett Majors. I remember
Okay.
you in your red bathing suit, Farrah Fawcett Majors.
Very hot.
Who's that?
Farrah Fawcett.
Her
She had-
iconic.
She had
photograph.
probably,
What
I
the
would
voice
say,
you're doing?
I was doing Bob Hope. Why?
Oh,
you
I thought it
couldn't
was
tell?
Ryan O'Neal.
Sorry, I didn't quite get the impression.
I wasn't doing an impression. What the fuck? Okay.
No,
Listen,
come on.
Tony's on the show. You got Tony now.
No,
You're
come
stuck with
on.
fucking Tony. And I'm not doing the. And
I'm not stuck
hey,
with Tony. I love that Tony's
Eleanor.
here.
And I'm not doing the fucking Mitzi thing tomorrow either.
Yes, you are, Danny.
Not after this.
What's the
Danny!
Mitzi thing?
We're doing a podcast too. Tomorrow is Mitzi Shore's 90th birthday.
That's right.
You know
And
she's no
it
longer
would
with
normally
us.
be names night as well.
What's
like-
names night?
They put the names on the wall on her birthday.
Oh.
That's been the past 10 years. Whoever gets passed in the
Are they going to read the names this year? And here, reading the names, here's Adam eBay. Great
Adam.
year.
It's
Oh,
been
great
a
year.
wild year. Got some great new talent coming up the pipe.
remember
Okay.
Jeff Richards used to do him. Oh man, everything's on fire. I'm a mess. This place is going under. Oh. I don't know why he used to make me laugh so hard.
So
All right, tell the Farrah Fawcett story.
Yeah.
Please,
Boy, for a
please.
second I thought that was Farrah Fawcett back there. That's a hot young
Yeah,
lady there
yeah.
I
with
happen to
feathered
know
hair.
she won
Hello?
a competition where she won the Farrah Fawcett hairstyle
Wow. Okay, yeah, she's
High
got good
school.
hair back there.
Yeah.
in high school.
For a
All right.
second, I thought this seance is
All right.
working.
Is there any way that we want to push the Farrah Fawcett story elsewhere, or do we go?
no,
into
no,
it?
I think we keep
Yeah.
going with it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I went up to her and I'm thinking, oh, fuck, this is an icon. So I said, can I get a picture with you?
Okay.
And she said, I would love to, sweetheart. And so I put the camera up like this, and I felt her licking my face, and I clicked the picture.
Got it.
That's
So I got a
so
picture of Farrah
hot.
Fawcett.
And that's how Farrah Fawcett got anal cancer.
That's not that's not true
Okay,
at all.
I didn't know that's how you spread it.
No, but I'll tell you
If
this.
you lick,
That is the picture
John's
that Brody
face.
Stevens gave up. I not facing you, too powerful out of the box, because I said we ought to have a competition.
Who is
Take our big top 10 biggest celebrities and go head to head and let the crowd vote on who did the best.
yeah, to have Farrah Fawcett lick
Yeah,
your face when
that's pretty good.
people were licking her poster and rubbing one
Yeah.
out to it every 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Even I did, and I don't even know who she is.
That's funny.
Thanks,
Why do you
Danny.
got to be dirty all the time?
I'm
you
a
think
pig. I'm lonely.
Are you really?
Yeah, this is the most people I've been around, and
I know. These are the
Months.
most adults I've
What do
been
you
around in
do?
5
What do you
months.
do during the day?
I
Felicia
fucking
Michaels? You
just
fucking,
sit
yeah.
around and I scream at my kids.
nice.
I steal things like
How
they're
old is
growing
your
out of the
oldest
closet.
child?
He's 21 now.
21.
Wow.
Yeah, I
So has he
know.
gone through
Whoa.
some times where you've caught him in relationship problems?
Yes.
And speaking of Brody Stevens, I've got a Brody Stevens joke to use here, so I am taking from Brody. But I'll ask you: have you ever seen him have sex?
Well, this is true, and
I love
I
that
do it
you
as
were
a,
about to start whispering.
I do because, but I do it as a joke in my act that once, for some reason, when we got all phones, their photographs on their phones go to my cloud, and so I did see a dick pic.
Your
Oh
son's
my
dick pic.
God.
A dick pic.
It was his dick or someone else's?
It was his.
I
No
couldn't
one-
tell which one was his.
No.
out of
Either
all
he's
the
getting
dick
the
pics.
dicks or he's giving the dicks.
But that
Which
doesn't
brings
really
us back to Brody.
A gay
That-
man's phone must have 35,000 dicks in it.
that really
Right?
doesn't
Oh yeah,
answer
it's
the
just
question.
all dicks.
Have you ever
Every
seen him
key
having
on
sex?
the
No, I've
on the
never seen him
keyboard's
have
just a
sex.
different dick.
All right. In honor of Brody, have you ever smelt him having sex?
Whoa.
No.
That's a Brody joke? Have you ever smelled
No,
it?
I think what he did is, have you ever seen your parents having
Terri-
sex?
Oh, yeah.
I've never
But,
heard my parents having sex. However, I have smelled them.
Oh
yes,
no.
yes. For a second, I was like, oh, shit. He really
Uh,
had the oddest thing. Like that. My favorite was they caught him. I was touched and
Yep.
not by an angel.
Yeah.
They caught him. He got double time. Why? It was in a work zone.
Because I was molested in a
Construction,
construction zone.
A work construction. I just.
Oh, such an
Yeah.
unbelievable
Ugh,
joke.
it's
Yeah.
so
Because I,
annoying.
and then he would pretend like he's tearing up,
Yeah.
was molested in a construction zone.
Do you remember the kettlebell years?
yes.
Just for random.
Kettlebell years. I'll tell you this. I was the first to get him after he did the kettlebell
Get him what? What do you mean?
Adam Carolla show. Adam had to take some time off, so they
Okay.
had host come on and host, and he was on, and the entire time he just played the kettlebells the entire time, and they were like
Cut
do you
to every
play the
Adam Carolla
kettlebell?
fan like, what the fuck is that?
hated his guts. And so I had him on my podcast, and and played things back. And I found out the reason that they had him, the guy that booked his show, this guy, Mike August was his name.
Oh yes, the
Yes.
great
Yeah.
Mike August.
Great Mike
of course.
August.
Wow.
He
Love
said
Mike August.
he was asked, why did you book this guy? And he said, well, when he came into the studio, he came with Zach Galifianakis, and I thought he'll probably bring him on too. But nope, kettlebells.
I didn't tell Zach I was doing this. It's my time to shine.
They,
so
yes,
funny.
they did ask me, but I said, no, you get the kettlebells. And
But
I
yeah-
mean, they did hate that.
But
they,
you say play kettlebells. Was he like drumming on the kettlebells? Because usually
what was he doing? I think he was
He was
drumming.
lifting. He was,
just lifting.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, just lifting.
you gotta get it.
And then he would just start swinging his arm, like he'd come at you swinging his arm with this kettlebell. I'm like, what the fuck is happening right now?
Kettlebells and chair drums, man.
Yeah, chair drums. I get. I love chair drums.
I remember the thing is, he was
Incredible.
kicked out of the BKO.
Okay.
And so he's no
Okay.
longer the drummer in the band. And so what he would do is he would sit in the back on chairs and play the drums while we were on stage playing fake instruments. Yes, Mary Jane.
Oh my God, they were fake.
Don, he was kicked out of the BBO, Barris Brody Overdrive, and then it turned into the BKO, the Barris Kennedy Overdrive.
Don,
Ladies and
what would
gentlemen,
you
the
do
bass
without
player
Mary
from
Jane?
the she does everything, man.
She really does.
She
The
really
great
does.
Mary Jane, ladies and gentlemen. Let
You
her
know, I
hear it.
videoed you guys on that Halloween when you guys did it with Jason. About 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
What did we do?
You, at the end of the show, you guys did your band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, with Tebow.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, who's
Brody
Jason?
and-
Yeah, Tebow was in it sometimes. I just remember Ranazizi.
Renazizi was a great period because he'd come on, and he was during a time that he was a little wild, and he'd always was shit face. And who was the guy that came on and got on top of him and wouldn't get off?
Oh, fuck.
Oh fuck! Comic. Maybe we shouldn't mention. his
Yeah,
name.
I can't even remember a name right now. But
Were you here the night that Roddy Piper choked out
Yes.
DJ Stansberry?
Yes, I was.
that makes me so happy.
It was unbelievable. And then he choked him out, and it was just all perfect, and
Just
everything was comedically set up. Don
Right.
had it, I think, under control or whatever was going on. And PJ's like, no, I want it to happen.
Because
Piper's
he asked me, can you have Rowdy Piper put me to sleep?
Yeah.
And I asked
The
him, he goes,
best.
I don't know if I can. No, I don't. Who was maybe one of the great? Did you meet him at all, Rowdy? When
He was coming here for
he was the
the
nicest dude in the world.
sweetest guy.
And
And
he was kind
awesome.
of like Mike August was the guy that asked me to kind of introduce him around here.
Okay.
And then I said, you know who you'd probably like a lot? Steve Simone.
The best.
And they became just such good friends. And I mean, the guy was a class act.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
And they
he-
would tell great stories. I mean,
Yep.
I wouldn't be like, oh, this is the greatest comic, but his stories were phenomenal. So
And-
everybody was like sitting on the edge of their
for
seat.
people that were fans of wrestling, he would bring some of the biggest names in wrestling
Yes.
It
here.
was crazy. I once ran into the sewing machine in the back because
I don't know who that is.
there was a sewing machine that used to
Literally,
be in
a
the back,
sewing
and I was
machine.
walking by one day and I see Piper and he's talking to somebody, and I'm going back there to smoke pot. I'm just all in one motion, normal work routine,
Right.
and I look to see who he's talking with, and it's Bret the Hitman Hart, who I was like raised on as a kid.
Whoa.
And it literally shot me back. So I'm like, oh god, like all awkward and shit. It was the one time in my life where like I was like, "Duh," just because it was so routine that I wasn't. No
Yeah.
one was like, hey, Bret the Hitman Hart's in the back, or else I'd just go glance or whatever. Like, holy shit, that's
Right.
crazy. I grew up watching this guy in arenas, but instead I was just
Wow.
normally doing my work routine, and he was like this far away from me as we are, and I'm like, "Duh."
Is that the
And Piper was so nice. He's like, oh, hey, that's my friend Tony. I'm like, oh, geez, sorry.
And you're like, hi,
Got a little
hi.
excited.
was that the
I'm
most
a wrestling
starstruck
guy.
you were ever at the Comedy Store?
I mean, I've seen everybody
Oh,
here. Though.
wait a
It's
minute.
nuts.
Remember the time that you finally met Alan Steven?
Oh, Alan Steven. My mind was blown.
The great Alan Steven, ladies and gentlemen.
I did 3 backward somersaults. When I saw him, I just flew back into a wall. I'm like, could that possibly be Alan
There's
Steven?
no way.
Is there never anyone that you were starstruck over seeing here? Especially
You
in the
know,
early
when
days?
you met Snoop.
When I came here,
Snoop. We
I-
already told the story about
maybe.
Snoop.
Well, I'll tell you one of the great stories.
Tambourine.
Yeah. Well, one time what I did is our band, we have a special rap section of our band,
Okay.
and one night Dr. Dre came in here.
I do remember that. He came here quite a few times.
But I mean, this night that I'm talking about, and he brought us, and I saw him, and I was bringing up the band, and I said, you know what? Here's the deal. Yes, I am looking for representation. There's a guy out there right now that could help my career out a little bit. I just want to dedicate this first song to you and Death Row Records. And of course, he was so far from Death Row, but it was funny. And I later at the end, because at first there was a rock song, and I go, what'd you think? He goes, it's something you got to laugh because he insulted me. But then I did the rap thing, and at the end, how about now? How about now? Yeah, I'd take you now. And I said,
Alright.
that's when I said, I can't work with you. I've been talking with Suge Knight. and
Oh
those
my
guys
God.
laughed. They laughed, so I thought, wow, that was a pretty fucking cool
Yeah.
thing. That was a cool thing.
You know your
That's
shit.
awesome.
That's why he laughed at it.
Fuck yeah.
And you know what? Another time, somebody else, another rapper, who was she's become a huge actress too. Queen Latifah was here.
Sure.
And just, she was so cool. There's
Dana. That's her real name.
Is that her real name?
Mhm.
I called her Queen Latifah.
You call her Dana?
No, I just knew her name
Yeah,
because a friend of mine represented her, so he would always say it.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I was
Who's
like,
your friend that
oh,
represented her?
None of your business.
Show off.
Mike August. I'm just kidding. But so he would always say Dana, and I would be like, oh, I saw Queen Latifah. He goes, oh yeah, I was with Dana today, and I'm like, Dana. But it just reminded me, like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's her name. I would
And,
never.
and you remember how irritated you got when he would always
Is that
say
how
Dana?
irritated you
That's
got?
how we got right
well, she
there.
was
yeah.
very, very sweet to me when she was here.
She's nice.
She'd
I mean,
been here a
class
couple
act.
times.
You guys think Mrs. Butterworth is what,
Racist?
Yeah, what race do you think she is? Mrs. Butterworth, if
Um,
you had to guess.
Black?
Sweet. That's what she is. She's sweet. No,
Is that your guess?
Yes.
Why do you think that?
because of the syrup inside of her.
Let me tell
Why
you one
do you
thing.
think Mrs. Butterworth is
I
black?
gotta start out
Are you
by
thinking of Aunt Jemima?
No, I'm not. I'm
Okay.
thinking this. My first thought is, to me, there's one race, and that's the human race.
That's
and the way,
right,
And
the
Dan.
way-
There you go.
And the way that you worded it was like,
Why do
oh,
you-
here comes one of Tony's racist jokes coming up here.
No.
Maybe I better start out by going along with it so I don't look stupid. That's
Is
why
this
I
a
said it.
racist joke?
What? No.
Oh, I'm asking a question.
I'm just. I'm asking a question. I'm
what
saying.
race do you think she is?
You didn't answer me.
I gave an answer.
Don gave a strong answer.
Oh, I said sweet. I don't know if that's a race, but
I don't.
I think that is a race.
okay.
What's,
How about you?
A
Her name's
Jamaican?
Felicia.
I don't know. I have no clues.
Her name's Felicia. She's seen her son's cock in a photo.
That is true. Was it big? Did he
Oh
edit
my
it?
God,
Did
it
he put a
was-
filter on it? Did he put it like
There
a
is no-
rabbit ear
Were you
filter
kind
on
of
it?
proud when you saw
I
that's my
was-
boy?
Shocked. That did not look like it used to look when I changed his diapers.
How do you know it's his? By
Whoa.
the pube color?
Because he was holding it with his hand. I could see
Oh,
his
You're like, he
shit.
has that mole.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
God damn it!
Hello,
I told
Mommy.
him to get a
Thanks,
pedicure,
Mommy.
a manicure, pedicure.
And he
Wait a
knew
minute.
how to
Hey,
hold it, everything.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes?
I'm pretty good at reading signs. When the producer is standing up, walking around nervously, what does that mean exactly?
Means we got about 10 minutes left.
Is that what it is?
Well, just
Nope.
because they, I mean, we can go whenever, but they're closing things down.
Well,
now.
this
Is that
really
Earl
has a lot to
Skakel
do
in the
with-
window?
God, is that
Yeah.
Earl Skakel out there?
Wow.
Look at that. There's
yeah,
a
it
Kennedy outside. That's
Look at that.
Here, I'll put him on the camera in the window.
yeah. Let's
Get him in front of the window.
Let's call him in here.
I am. Come on
Let's-
in.
Let's get the great Skakel. I mean, we may have exceeded people, but I don't care.
Yeah, I'll give up my
You?
seat so he can sit here. And since I was here earlier,
No, Felicia, you don't have
I
to.
think that might be the only microphone though.
We'll see what happens. We'll just see what Earl's
Where's
doing.
Mary Jane?
What about if Earl comes in and we all just put our
Oh.
masks on?
Anyway, my point is this. Do you think Mrs. Butterworth's next? Like, who's next on the...
We're
we're losing the Redskins, Aunt Jemima. I mean, they're falling.
Aunt
Uncle
Jemima.
Ben.
They,
Okay,
I
Uncle
thought they
Ben?
were changing Mrs.
What-
Butterworth.
Well, you know
They
what?
are?
I have a
I think
question
so.
though.
What
And
about the restaurant in the Midwest called Sambo's?
Oh,
But that's been gone for
yeah,
a
they
while.
took it.
Has it?
They just did that. Yeah, that's on the
No,
list,
they
too.
just did it, but it was around for
Yeah.
quite a while.
It was.
I'm
Wait,
so sorry,
my
Mike.
question is this. This is going to sound extremely racist.
By the way, he has
Forgive
a foot
me.
fetish,
I'm from
That's why it's between.
I know what you're going to say.
I'm from Philadelphia.
Your favorite burger place is Slave Drivers.
Hey.
Yes. No, that's the one we own.
That's next. I feel like they're going to go for Slave Drivers
Hey,
next.
How
Ladies
dare
and
they go
gentlemen,
for slave?
Earl Kennedy.
You got it.
Hey,
Earl
na,
Skakel,
na,
ladies and
na,
Mary
gentlemen.
Jane, come on up here. Maybe we'll talk about the band
And
a
the
little bit.
beautiful
Baby.
Chandler.
Come
We were talking
on.
about the band.
Earl, how
hey,
are
what's
you?
up? What's up?
Oh, here.
Earl replaced
you a,
Brody in the band, and of course, for people that don't know, that killed him.
Is that what killed
Yeah.
Brody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Ligny's comedy did.
Oh, coming in
Go ahead and sit. Go
powerful.
ahead and sit.
I've been
on
waiting
over,
months
sit
for
down,
this
baby.
opportunity.
I've been sitting on
Earl,
that one for
you
about 4
can't-
months.
Strong.
Maybe
Earl.
longer than that.
I'm loving these tight.
Let me
I
ask you
miss
this,
those tight
Yeah,
leather
he's filling
pants.
in those
Okay, yeah.
fucking...
Earl. What's
Felicia,
going on?
thank you so much.
Are
Are
you
you
trying to say?
taking
Are
a
you
breather?
leaving?
It's comics
very
are
nice to
dropping
see
like
you.
flies.
Who is? Who's dropping?
I don't know. I just
Mary
thought I'd say
Jane.
it, to be
Oh, you
honest
knew
with
that.
you.
Hello.
Earl, so we had some racist banter earlier today.
It's not my life anymore.
What do you do now?
Be cool. Be
Say
cool.
How
that.
do you fill all that time?
Say it at my house.
Earl.
You know, all the years of roast battle, everyone said the N-word up there but me, and people call me racist.
Wow.
Of course, if you
Wow.
want to hear it, come to my car. We'll roll the windows up.
Why
Why are you sitting off camera?
Oh, I didn't know there was a
You're
camera.
afraid? Look how cool it
Oh,
looks.
yeah. Oh, that's
No,
wow. I
That's
haven't-
great. He's in it.
Yeah, I'm in that.
Um,
Sorry
his,
about
his
that.
head can't fit in the
Come
whole
on,
frame.
dude.
Come on. A big Earl.
we have
That's a
royalty.
sweet
Earl
watch.
Skakel's here.
Breitling.
Oh, sometimes I forget.
a what?
This guy's a fucking
it-
young prince over
It's
here.
a Breitling.
I don't know what that means, but I like
Well, it
it.
ain't a Rolex.
It
but
ain't your
it's-
daddy's
it's-
typewriter, Eleanor. Ooh.
This ain't a swatch, toots.
Swatches are my favorite. You know
So
when
let's
you,
talk about the band. By the way,
Yes.
I'm thinking about this.
the K and the BKO is
KK.
here.
Mary
KK.
Jane's here, the
Mary Jane.
bass player.
Hello.
Hello.
It's the only time I can get in front of a crowd.
What I really want to do, I want to do this, and you're the only guy that didn't answer. I want to do one of those. They make those music videos. I want to take a BKO song and do how they're doing the virtual,
Sure.
where they have everybody in the different window. Yeah.
I'm sorry I didn't answer. I'm in so many wild text chain threads that I get
Really?
lost.
Why?
How
Why?
dare you?
How
Well,
can
and
you-
most
Which
of
one
them-
are you in? Most of them are racist.
I'm in one with. No, they're not. See, here we go with the racist stuff again. I was raised by a black guy, so I'm probably the
How
least.
many black group text message threads are you?
I mean, none, but that doesn't mean I don't talk to black people.
All
What's
right.
wrong?
How-
Why?
we
Why
Said
when
hello
I
to Yorsi in the
let
hallway.
me ask you a
last-
question? When I say racist, why do you have to assume I'm thinking black? I thought we were talking about the Chinese.
Or the Indians?
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm still
don't know,
angry with Feng Chao, so I was
No.
picking on Feng Chao today.
I think the Redskins is a good name for a football team.
Earl, you can't be racist because you, am I right? You played catch with O.J. Simpson as a kid.
Yeah, well,
That's
the guy who
right.
raised me was black, Leroy. So, what?
And you've never made a joke about Leroy. Look me in the eye. Look me in the eye, man. You can't do it.
No,
To me,
I
there's one
haven't.
race, and it's the
There's other black
The
people.
only race.
human race. The human race. Human race.
Wait, okay.
What about
so,
the Aryan race? Hello.
Hi-yo.
Again, there you go.
Earl, it's so good to see you,
guys.
guys.
Yeah. No, it's good to see everyone here. It's like
I love seeing your face. So, how has everything been going? And do you miss the BKO?
Whoa,
I guess
you're
is the
really
question.
getting down to the nitty gritty. You really asked a tough question.
Wow.
These are really hard hitting
Well,
questions.
listen,
This is
maybe
This
it's
is
time that I
hardcore
get out of
journalism.
here.
Where the fuck are you going?
You know
we were
what?
going to talk about the BKO.
Yeah, well, Earl doesn't want to talk about that. He's trying to
I
avoid it.
just
no,
asked.
I'm
him.
in. I'm in. Just send me the Zoom link.
I talked to him
Oh, that's all
outside.
they're
He didn't
doing.
understand what was asked in the group text, and he said he's totally down for everything.
Well, I'm in. Like I said, I'm in like 4 or 5. Text things. from
Explain
people from
that.
this place.
Explain that. 4 or
What?
5
I mean-
things. Like, what are you in? Give me one group that
I mean,
you're in.
One is with Randolph, Feng Chao, and 2 guys in the kitchen. I still don't know their names. They send me pictures
Why
of
do
like
you
burner.
give your number out to people?
I gave it out on the Comedy Central podcast once. It was a major mistake.
Oh.
I got caught up in the emotion of my anger, and I just gave out my cell phone number, and I get random.
It's amazing.
I mean, probably
But
wasn't
part
the
of
best
it, you
move.
like it, or you would have changed your number.
I'm too lazy,
That does take
By
a
the way,
lot of
can I
work.
say this? Fuck Spectrum. Fuck those
What
dogs.
happened with Spectrum?
with you
Tell
on
us,
that.
Down.
Today I had a podcast that I have to do.
Okay, these are
And-
my notes. Okay, you could look at them.
Okay, if you guys,
I'm so sorry,
She's
Danny.
not interrupting you, Don. Just
I have
keep
ADD,
talking.
so when
It's
I'm
just
not.
flow.
Yeah,
You
yeah, it's
got
just-
it. We trust
Okay,
you to just take the.
yeah. What
back
I
end of
just
it.
I feel embarrassed. I feel like I don't belong here. Maybe it's time I just go.
No, no,
come
Danny,
on
don't go.
down.
All right, I asked this question.
Okay.
What were we talking about?
Don, you didn't finish this fuck Spectrum. Your internet
yeah,
was
let's-
out
Yeah.
for 12 hours. You're on the phone for 6 hours.
Whoa,
And
12 hours
yeah,
for
because
12 hours.
it was out from yesterday, and I couldn't
Wow.
get it on. And these fucking cocksuckers takes forever. They dropped me twice. I don't know. I gotta find somebody that I can complain to. These motherfuckers, 4 months in a row, they've double and triple charged my account.
Really?
They really have.
Fuck that.
So it's like some
How do you
scam.
know that? You
Because
like look
the-
at your bills?
No,
when they
what
come?
happens is this.
You
they
read
de-
those?
What are
They
bills?
decline it. They decline it. Yeah. See, here's the thing. For me, just everything automatic pay on all these fucking
Well,
things.
that's
So-
the
Right.
biggest mistake.
Yeah, never.
Because then if they rip you off, you don't really look at those automatic pay things. And
but my bank does.
Yeah,
I
but your
do.
Do they
bank's
call
not gonna
you?
warn you and say, "Hey."
I
they're
do. I do.
charging
They
you.
text me, and they say this. There was a gas station that did it before. They'd put on like $20 3 times a day.
No.
Yeah, and these fucking that's Bank of
Don's
America.
the kind of guy that
I don't
gets
like
an
that.
email from like a Nigerian prince. Is like, okay, well, send me.
That's not
I
true.
can't believe I got
First
this
of all,
lucky.
First of all, okay, that's real funny, Tony. Everybody, use me as the kicking ball. Use me as the soccer
know
I'm
ball.
not
Nigerian
using
Hey,
you
I
as a
hey,
kicking
if
ball.
I can just say
I got an
this,
email from Hassan, the Nigerian security guy.
Eleanor, maybe it's time I go.
I don't want you to go.
you
You got a
Danny.
you got a new little group
Oh.
of people that are humiliating me out.
They're
Humiliating
not
me.
humiliating.
I'm not, man. That
They're
ain't my game.
humiliating. It is your game.
I gotta go back
You
home and
can't
watch
feel
baseball.
humiliated if you don't.
How
can't
great
pronounce
was that?
It is
Good
good
point.
to have
Seeing
it back.
Brody though the other night.
I
last
mean,
night.
I couldn't believe Ligny didn't have a cardboard next to him.
You know why? Because Rockin' Pins put it up there.
Uh,
If Aligny would have thought of it,
How do you get one? I want
you know
one
what
just
they
for the
did?
laughs.
You buy a
300
seat.
bucks.
You buy a seat
For a
and
game,
then-
or-
yeah, for a game, and they're like $200 a seat, and then you have to
Jesus.
provide the cutout, and then they have to have all like promotional stuff off,
Like,
and they
it has to
almost
be
didn't let
approved.
his go because
'cause,
it
yeah.
said 818
Oh, right.
L.A. but they said no, he's just an L.A. guy, and
818's just an area code.
Yeah.
That's silly.
so they didn't. They were like, well, but it could be a place, it could be a fucking
Could be a
business.
company, 818LA.
when
Yeah.
when it turned to the, like, they show him and then it goes to the M&M commercial, Ingram wrote, "Who's running the booth? Judd Apatow?" Because they cut Brody out.
It's a tough business, even if you're dead.
But he kept him on the screen.
Yeah, he did, but they cut him to the side. He was
Gotta-
pissed.
Yeah.
Got to pay for the
Why would
bills.
you do that to
Who
me?
does
I'm
that?
not an M&M.
All right, well,
Uh,
listen, you guys talk about your
oh,
M&Ms and other shit. Maybe it's time I get out of
Did
here.
Why
you
can't
see
we?
it?
I was on Charlotte Stokely and Will Poundin.
Her boyfriend's name's Will Pounder.
Sounds like a porn.
Will
name.
Pound. It is. They're porn
Oh, it
stars.
There you go.
I just got done with the podcast with them, so I know what
Did
I'm
you
doing.
have
Hope they sanitize the mics.
Well, Danny, you know I
weren't
don't
there.
know what I'm doing, but I am enjoying just sitting here talking to you guys.
This is great, though.
This
that
is what.
people
This is such
like
a
can
cool,
look at it.
yeah. We were playing it outside, but now we're not allowed to.
Oh, because what was the one Annie did? Or did
No, because
No,
of that
before
Kill
that.
Tony
Not 'cause of
show
her,
fucked
but-
Yeah.
everything up.
Yeah, that's what it was. The one that people
No,
came
before
to.
that it happened.
But what was the? Was they deemed it as entertainment? Or,
Yeah, because they were playing a movie outside.
Oh, was it Encino Man? I'd shut down
Yes.
the place too.
No, it was Steve Burns, the Amazing,
Oh, the Amazing
Jonathan.
Jonathan. Yeah.
And that was
No.
Wednesday, I believe. they were-
That's what they complain about?
I think so.
No, they complain about
Who complained about it? Jamie Masada.
Buddy,
Buddy, come
you
back
gotta
and
turn
Right,
the noise
yeah.
down,
play
buddy.
the movie in 3 weeks.
I think it's cool how the Saddle Ranch is set up. Did you see that?
No.
Like they took the whole side, put it out.
oh, in the
yeah,
parking
Yeah.
lot.
pretty
yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
I
Put
mean,
the whole inside outside.
pretty much. And they
They
have
bring
the
the fucking cow out there.
You ever have their jalapeno mac and cheese?
no. Is
Which
it good?
cow?
Another magic moment was when that dude was fucking the.
Oh, no. Oh, this
I
is
gotta
it.
go.
This is the end, ladies and gentlemen.
I've been doing it
They
just for a few
say,
days now.
You have a fever?
Can I say this?
He's ice cold.
I don't have a fever.
Temperature.
I've just been having a hard time breathing.
That's just what podcast guests want to hear.
So go ahead. Go ahead.
How do you have the tiniest mask?
How do
out
you
of
have a
everybody?
red and black?
This
Is that a
thing's
comedy
stretched out
store?
like a rubber on Ron Jeremy. Do you know he's represented by Dante, Golden Artist Entertainment?
I know.
Oh,
don't
not
think-
anymore. Not anymore.
Oh,
he
he
made a
dropped it?
I don't
post.
think
He
Ron's
dropped him
wearing
when the rape
condoms
thing.
anymore either.
Can't catch you.
I'll tell you
twice.
this. I'll tell you
Hello,
this.
An old one.
I've said
Oh,
this,
it is.
and it's something that I'm saying, but I really mean it. We live in a day and age that Ron Jeremy can't rape, and that's a place I don't want
That's
to be.
really not
I mean,
a
how
great
That's what I don't
place.
get. I mean, he's a porn star. How can you rape somebody when you're a porn star? What's next? Are
Aren't
they
they
going to arrest
willing?
Carl Malone for delivering the mail?
Well, he should get into roast
Oh
battle.
man, that's a terrible joke.
Oh, come
Um,
That's the whole point. Carl, it's a mailman.
Okay, what you're
Wait.
doing is you're kind of putting down Jimmy for that with the Carl Malone thing.
okay. Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
Well,
I
did
forgot
br-
about that.
I was just repping
Oh, when
Golden
you
Artist
hear Carl
Entertainment.
Malone, that's what
What's that?
I was just repping Golden Artist Entertainment. They have a client opening now.
Okay.
Wait, who's that?
Are you-
That's
Dante.
who represent. Dante. You probably weren't around. Well, you like he was
Dante
an
the
older.
comic?
Yeah.
I know of Dante the
He's a
comic.
manager, and he manages Ron Jeremy up until his Me Too allegations.
No.
Yeah.
No
Oh
way.
yeah. Dude. Come on. Dude.
Oh my God.
It's great. His videos when he's high, giving career advice.
Did
on
he call
TikTok.
himself Dante the manager when he was a manager?
Stop.
What do you mean when? He still is. I
Wait,
think
He calls
he,
himself Dante the manager? No, he
Who's
doesn't.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't.
That sounds like
listen,
a
don't shoot the
wrestling name.
messenger.
That
Hey,
sounds
Eleanor.
like
I
a
got my-
wrestling
Eleanor.
name, doesn't it?
I
Can I
got
just-
my. Wait, does he represent you?
She said it does.
Oh,
Really?
he's okay. He's a porn manager.
No, but like manager
Dante?
of comics or whatever.
But he repped Ron Jeremy.
Yeah. And
Who
so,
else does he represent?
I think Harvey Weinstein. I don't know. He likes to go over those
No.
edgy comics.
Those are big. That's a
Who
big
does he
name.
represent? Doesn't like Don Richardson, I think, for corporate events.
Don Richardson?
I just
Does
wanna
you
say,
terrible.
I want to thank the Minnesota Chamber of Commerce here for inviting me back.
Yeah.
Who? Jimmy Walker.
He manages Jimmy Walker. Jesus,
Wow.
there's a. How about? Oh, he did manage Fred Berry rerun from What's Happening until he died.
When did he die?
About
40 years
2002.
ago.
He brought me up once at Canoga Bowl. I've never been so starstruck in my life. Like rerun from What's Happening. It's bringing me up. This is surreal.
That is kind of a big deal.
I mean,
Felicia
not
asked
really.
a question earlier, and we kind of touched on it.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, all of
I
us.
thought it was kind
all of us.
I thought I was out of the show.
You're not out of the show.
I
You're-
just like I was supposed to be the lead guest.
I don't
and
like
now I'm
this
in the
victim
background.
thing you're playing.
She
I'm
asked
not
me
playing
a
the
question?
victim. It's time for me to go.
She asked me. She asked a question earlier, and I kind of threw it at Don, and then you guys came
Did
in.
I answer it?
About like a crazy thing that happened in this room.
And I tried to
you.
get it going again, but then I
Right.
was interrupted again.
I
Oh,
apologize.
you still on Farrah Fawcett?
No.
Oh.
I got Chandler
Dre.
kicked off a TikTok live for telling the Ari Shafir and Dan Madonia story.
Okay, I don't
That's
know
the
if we're
best. I
legally
just
allowed
told
to tell that, but
What's
I
the
do
I don't
like
think
that
we
story.
are.
No, we're not.
Oh, really?
Wait a minute. What's the Dan Madonia
Yeah, I was
story?
telling people I don't think we could talk about that
Hold on.
anymore.
What
You
is
don't
the Dan
remember that
On
Madonia?
a podcast. Like
Oh
this.
yeah, I got Chandler kicked off a TikTok live permanently.
For that.
Oh, but Ari Scheifer
I
Yeah.
guess we can't tell it. I don't
that
wanna get
everybody
into it.
tries to take credit for, but I was the ringleader.
I don't think you should take credit for that.
No, it was you and Sam Tripoli.
No,
How
Sam
about the
Tripoli had
time,
nothing to do with it. You shake your head.
I'm
He
sure-
was talking to her.
You don't
I
want
saw
to
it.
take full credit.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
please
leaving.
don't take-
Goodbye.
No, in a good way.
Hey, how about that time
No,
John Mayer did
Don.
roast battle?
Wait, you don't want to take
'Cause you don't
credit
want
for
to have
that
that on your
because
things on your shoulder if anything were to ever happen.
Don, people
anybody
got
were to
didn't
ever
they
find
get?
out
But there
about it.
was already. They already got in trouble for that, correct?
Yeah, the trouble.
With
yeah,
the-
it was
with this
pre-management.
establishment.
Yeah, it was the even
Was
the
Dan
old.
Madonia.
Yeah,
Well,
Yeah, you
it's
had
a
to
tough
take, 3
business.
weeks off.
yeah.
Sorry, but I didn't know that.
I mean,
was-
Don,
there's
you
No,
were-
no. I
It was
literally
totally
have
thanks
no
to you.
Is
problem.
it because of the? Oh, never mind.
Hey, will you guys
Wait, I have no problem talking about it. I just because they're not here, I get nervous.
Oh yeah. Oh
you
yeah.
see what I'm saying? Like, I don't care if Ari or
Right.
Dan or if Don wants to tell the story, he can.
Well, I was
That's-
just that's definitely the wildest thing that I've ever seen here. But there's a few.
But I've
others.
seen it. Yeah, I saw that. But she was saying like that I was a part of, and I was like, I wasn't a part of that. But
I
Don
told
was.
the
Or when
story
Doc
again
Willis
just
had
the
to hit a
other night.
girl out there in the parking lot.
Aw.
He did not, did he?
Well, no, the girl charged him, and then he had to.
Sorry, YouTube, for a second. We're just taking a photo.
Yeah,
Danny, I'm filming.
this is radio, not TV, babe.
For YouTube, I'm sorry. We
Sorry
had to
about
take
that.
a picture for a second. Thank you.
I think
Um,
that's a dangerous question, Eleanor, because
You're
I've
right.
seen
I
a
mean-
lot here in the original room,
Well,
and I don't think it
Fights,
should be
uh,
on
I
evidence.
told the story about when we had. Remember, Danny? We had on Monday nights was usually all black nights in every room.
I was
Tuesday
never here.
nights?
No, Monday when I first started. This is like '93.
And they would
It was crazy.
They would not let you. They would not let comics say a word. It was
no,
nonstop.
it was
the
it was
audience.
heckling. It was I mean, as a waitress, like. You know,
You
I
fucked
did
a lot
fine.
during
I
that
did
time.
fine. I was
Yes, you
fine.
did.
Katie would have loved it. We were fine. Like they would say shit like, "Hey, Susie Chapstick" or whatever. But for the most part, we were fine. You know. But Snoop Dogg, Dre, they all used to come here. Nate Dogg, Warren G, every night. And so one night, Mitzi was sitting in her booth, which used to be over here, and somebody, the door guy, was seating people. He cleared the drinks, put them on that ledge, and Mitzi's sitting there, and Snoop didn't realize it, and he knocked over the drinks and spilled drinks down Mitzi's back.
Oh,
She freaked out. She was like, "Get him out of here." And we're like, "Shut up, lady." He's with an entourage. And she was like screaming at him, "Jesus Christ." You know, we're trying to calm her and get him out the fucking door because she's cursing him. And he's like, "What did she say?" You know, but it was the wildest, weirdest thing that I was
Snoop
brand
Dogg
new
spilled drinks on Mitzi
on
Shore.
Mitzi Shore.
Yeah.
And she had no
Jesus
idea who he
Christ.
was.
No.
The weirdest
And he had
thing
no
about
idea who
that,
she was.
Oh my
The
god.
way-
No idea.
because Snoop that night had maybe 20 entourage members.
He had
And
the truck, the windowless truck. When they
Exactly.
fucking opened
I mean,
the door,
that's
it was
like
like
his
Cheech and
peak.
Chong. It
And
was
It's like-
amazing.
the way that it stopped, it was all thanks to Eleanor. She fucked every guy.
Wait
in
a
that
minute. Wait a minute.
entourage.
I don't.
Hey,
I don't
real
remember
Underground
that
Railroad
part of
over
it.
there.
Harriet Tubman, a real Harriet Tubman over here.
Yeah.
They all were in this tunnel, and
Oh.
it is deep.
Oh, I bet.
Um,
I've heard.
Danny, that's not. But that's the kind of thing I was
She
telling.
puts the Harriet in Harriet. You know
That's
what I'm
true.
saying?
But I also told the story about one night when I was like going to put my bank. We remember. I don't know if you had this. We used to put the money in the safe.
In the
Oh,
hole.
yeah.
In the little
Wow.
slot, right? Well, that doesn't exist anymore. But I walked in to put my money in there, and
And there's
the
something
manager was
replaced the
fucking
hole.
one of my waitresses.
Was it
on this-
Dean?
No, no.
Oh, I thought that was the time Kay West farted in his face when they were
See, like
No,
things like
wait,
that.
what?
apparently. Well,
You can tell a story. You already said it.
well, Dean was, I guess, interviewing Kay West for a position in the office, and she
What
farted.
position?
69, I think.
Can I tell you a little? No, I shouldn't say this.
And so I guess I shouldn't name names. That's how I get in trouble.
No, go
but,
ahead. Name a name, Danny.
Well, no, they were Dean and Kay were in the back, and apparently Kay had gas. And,
Get the fuck out of here.
Good for you, Kay. Get it out.
shout out to Dean and his cuisine, the burnt pizza.
Dean Cuisine.
Oh my god!
Bro.
So Kay
good
West
food.
farted in
In his face, I guess they were having sex, and
Oh
she farted in his face.
Well, wait, they were having sex
Yeah.
and she farted in his
Yeah.
face?
Oh,
I
that's
wasn't in the room.
amazing.
But I'm just repeating what Dean told me word for word.
Or they were
about-
69ing her?
I-
what
I-
happened?
who knows? Who knows?
Taking this
The
on.
sex.
I don't know, dude. I wasn't in the room.
To fart in someone's face during sex, that's pretty hard.
That's an
Unless it's-
interesting
Yeah,
Oral
absolutely,
sex.
69. But
and a great position, to be quite
Perhaps
honest.
even regular.
well, Dean, told me the story about 48 times, so I'm pretty
Bro.
sure I got the facts.
Was he like
straight.
bragging
telling you,
about
man,
it?
Yeah.
I love it.
Nothing's worse than the time Kay West farted in my face.
Yeah. Well, I think he had many
Bro.
worse. Let's get some. Never mind. I'm not gonna figure out.
Well, please,
No,
you
no,
can
no,
say
I gotta-
Earl.
I gotta go
Trust me.
Mary Jane, why don't you take over? I gotta return some videotapes.
Return some
Yeah,
videotapes
one
to
in the
where?
Blockbuster, two
Wait
in
a
the
minute.
I'm
fucking.
gonna go talk to Schmidt for a while.
You
I'll
have
be right back.
Blockbuster.
I've,
Is this a joke? Where are you going?
No, my hemorrhoids are acting up.
You got to return some videotape, don't you?
That means he's gonna kill some cheap hookers. Right?
Thanks, Earl. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Oh, okay, good. I thought you were just running away.
Bullshit. If he comes back, I'm leaving.
Are you
You
mad at
ordering?
him?
Yeah, you don't fucking walk off your show. You don't do that shit. This fucking thing is running like clockwork, and he fucking takes it. It's like taking the second hand off.
Well, the
don't
clock
do
still
that.
works with that.
It does. It really. It went. We've been here since. We've been doing this since 10 o'clock. So it's fine with me if it winds down. I don't like the whispering over there to the
Whoa.
whatever. We'll see.
Here, I'll show
So
you how
d-
to
what-
handle
What's the
Tony,
most
do
hits
you
you
have-
ever
Keep it down
had
over
on
there.
Instagram? What's the most likes you've ever had on
I
there?
have no idea.
That's a riveting question.
It's
Well, you
better than
made
any
fun of me.
fucking thing you've said tonight.
Okay, wait. So what about you? Have you had any weird
A
incidents
ton
in here?
of things, man. I had to follow. I had to go up after Seinfeld's
That
return.
night. Oh my
34
god.
years earlier, Mitzi told
Fuck.
him he wasn't funny, and then he
Mhm.
made his return and absolutely did some insane stuff up there.
He was. Remember how mad he was, and
Dark.
he just kept talking about Mitzi. He
Yep.
told the whole
and he
story.
was fucking destroying. And even
We
though
talked
the
about the
audience didn't
story.
know and only the comedians knew, he was
Jeff-
playing to us.
I mean,
but
Jerry Seinfeld.
Talked about how Mitzi wouldn't let him in here.
No,
yeah,
no. She
Well,
passed
it's been
him.
34 years since
She
I
passed
was
him.
here.
She just wasn't giving him spots. And then he confronted her, and she was like, "You're not funny. You're not gonna make it," or something. Like and he moved to New York.
Oh.
Oh, that one. I
think
fucked
may
that
have,
one up.
I think I may have messed up a little bit.
No, I think she knew what she was doing.
I-
She had to give him the oomph to go try.
Yeah, she gave him something to work for
Yeah.
because he was angry and he would never come here. His name's on the wall somewhere. His name's
Yeah.
not in neons, but it's on the wall.
Yeah,
Sorry,
he's
Jerry.
he's no
I
Mike
love
Binder.
Jerry Seinfeld. He's no Binder. They took it down, broke.
No,
It's
Mike
not
Binder's
there.
broke?
it's not.
Mitzi broke it.
No, she didn't.
It's not
Mike
there.
Binder.
Where is it?
It was
I
back
saw
there.
it
I thought that
earlier.
was. I thought that was tomorrow's back there.
It was Tamayo's,
they
and
put
they
up,
switched it.
They put up Mike Binder.
Right.
Mitzi's not alive to break it though.
Mitzi's here, honey. She's here.
Okay.
She doesn't.
What happened? To
She's
Mike
not
Binder's
big on
son?
birthdays, but she will be here.
What's Mike Binder's? Where? What happened to it?
I really don't know. I just maybe something happened to it. I don't know. It's just
saw
I noticed
earlier.
it being
That's
down.
so fucking
right?
weird.
We looked at it last week, so I know it was there.
I saw it earlier tonight.
All right, Tony. Now you're freaking everybody out.
Well, you know what? If it's right there, the empty spot, you can see it on YouTube if it happened. Can't you see the back wall?
Well, yeah, but when I got here, it was gone. Yeah. What are you playing a video? This is the South Park video, guys. This is really running like clockwork.
Where did you have time to come up with this classic joke? Well, I was just kicking it with my homies and my brain. My brain's always so full of ideas because I'm so funny and stuff. So I was just all like, hey, Pepito, you like fish sticks? And my homeboy says, yeah, Carlos, you're so funny. And it just occurred to me. I was like, oh, man, you must be gay fish, huh?
It's not working.
Don, I don't know if they can hear it. Can they even hear that? I don't think they can hear it.
I do know this, a little story behind that.
So you look up the fish sticks one? Is that what it's called?
It
I
might
remember
be.
seeing it. It was very funny.
And it's Carlos Mencia and Kanye West. And a little unknown fact, maybe, playing the role of Jimmy Kimmel on that South Park show was Jimmy's brother, Jonathan Kimmel.
Oh, I love Jonathan. Very, very
nice. You didn't
nice.
know that. You didn't know
I did
that.
not know that, but let me ask you this. Are you voting for Kanye?
Yes.
Okay. How about you?
All right. So
I think it
Eleanor,
was neat that he cried, and I was really upset when I saw that Kim Kardashian. I don't follow these. I really don't follow it, but it was
So-
on social media. Kim Kardashian said that, "Oh well, I don't speak of mental illness. This has hurt my family deeply. Please give us our privacy." And then the very next day, she fucked some other dude, and they're separating.
No, that's no. That's
I just scrolled
Yeah.
down
Okay,
my Instagram.
can I just
they
say this?
Things. It's not always true.
May I
Right.
just say something? Why don't we
it
end
is a
this
little.
show?
We are going to end the show.
Just end it.
I don't.
Can I give my social media?
I want you to, but I don't want you to be so negative on my show. This is a positive, fun, exciting
coming
show.
tomorrow
I think
night.
your Brody
Sure.
shirt
Is
is speaking.
is
Eleanor.
Brody-
Bri-
Brody is
Brian
coming.
coming?
I don't think Brian's coming in, but he will. Let's wrap this up, and then we'll. Tony's back. Mary Jane's
All I
here.
care about is give my
Hello.
social media.
Don Barris is here. He wants to give his social media.
This is the big one.
Earl's flipping over tables to give his social media. There are 10 people
Then
watching
it doesn't
this.
matter. It doesn't matter.
That's the great Earl Skakel, ladies and gentlemen.
Fuck
Don
it.
Barris,
Beautiful
Tony
lighting
Hinchcliffe,
has
the
been
gorgeous
broken.
Thank
Mary
you.
Jane.
Thank you.
Go ahead, give your social
I should've
media.
missed
No,
Don-
Don is.
Tony
Don,
Hinchcliffe,
you go first.
what is your social?
Okay. Simply Don 1 on Twitter. All the other shit. It's like you 10 people. I don't give a fuck.
Hey,
about you.
you be nice to my
Oh, come
people,
on.
Danny.
Don.
Follow Don Barris.
Well, if he doesn't, I do. No,
Big
No, go.
Daddy, get in there.
Come on, Earl.
I can't. It's just at Earl Skakel on everything.
At Earl
EARL
Skakel.
SKAKEL. Don't Google Earl Skakel because Michael Skakel's murder trial comes up first. It's tough business.
That's what pops up first if they Google me too. So it just goes to show.
Or it's usually, it's that they really put that on every site.
He's
It's
got a
What's he
amazing.
doing?
He's got a special coming out on Netflix.
Does he?
I killed. I'm doing bits.
And I happened to see the minute I got nobody gave a shit. Earl just walked in.
All right.
Don, what's
Tony, you
going
haven't
on?
given your social media yet.
Come on.
Yeah.
You know what it is.
All right.
Done.
It's Kanye West.
Yeah, I'm
Ye-
at Kanye West on all social media platforms.
Guys, thank you for listening.
Simply Don 1 on Twitter.
That's the number, not the word spelled out.
Thank you, Mary Jane.
Thank
What
you.
about your social media, Mary Jane?
Oh, for Instagram, it's A with the circle, THE, SmokingMaryJane. And for Twitter, after the A with the circle, please remove the THE. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary Jane. That's a tough one. And Tony's talking about who gave him a watch.
No,
in the
in my
background.
fairness to Tony, I did ask him.
I know. He whispers.
It's a
We're
great
just
way.
having a, good old
He
Kennedy
whispered-
Hinchcliffe.
He whispered in the microphone.
I am the voice of Barry Jelly. I
Where'd you
forgot.
get that watch from?
Well, Calrissian.
did. It was like,
I do voiceovers from time to time.
do you really?
Wow.
Are you any good at it?
Powerful.
Well,
I believe you would be.
I'm the only white guy in an all-black cartoon, and yet I'm racist.
Jellies.
Whoa.
Why are you racist? Does everybody call you racist?
Well, the first time I had to say the N-word on the show, Tyler, the creator's like, "You say that a little too easily." I'm like, "It's just habit." I mean, I'm sorry.
Oppity, oppity,
Ma, 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 ma. Oh, Eleanor. Ba, 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 ba.
Dawn,
Ma, 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 ma. I'm
All
like
right.
the two guys who replaced the original Dukes of Hazzard. I'm just not as good, but like I do my best.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Earl, great.
Oppity,
Thanks.
oppity, oppity,
Oppity,
oppity.
oppity.
Ba, 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 ba.
That's going to be our
The radio.
exit music. Thank you. Danny, we ended it because you left.